Welcome to the Third Rail Pod. This is your host, Mason, and the anonymous gang. Are we using your name?
You can use my name, just don't tag
Joel
me.
and Celeste. The gang's all here. At some point I'm going to get a real intro.
This was brought to you by...
Well, yeah, no, the sponsorships, that'll come like 5 years down the road after I sell
After
out.
we all die.
I'm gonna sell out to Big Pharma.
Yikes.
Purdue?
Yeah, what would be a good Big Pharma company? I could
Purdue?
do
We gotta
Purdue is like OxyContin and shit, right?
Yeah, we gotta perpetuate the opioid crisis.
That's true. As a lover of as an opiate enthusiast, I could actually I could actually fully endorse hydrocodone. I'd be like, guys, you may die at age 35, but you know what feels fucking great?
Roxy and meth.
Oxy, Xannies, and Pinot, in that order.
What?
You'll sleep for like 20 hours. You may never wake up.
But honestly, in this economy, isn't that the best option?
You know how to save your money? Cost of living is high, so save your money by not living.
There you go.
Brompton Cocktail coming to a server near you.
Oh, how topical of a song that was.
That'll be like once the economy utterly devolves into not that we're already. Well, this is why we're sitting outside.
Because we love being harassed by insects like me.
Yeah. So after the economy evolves, we're already in an oligarchy of white males, but once it becomes people who are at least 80% Aryan blood, so start doing blood tests to decide what income bracket you're in.
That's why they're doing.
At that point, the most expensive good will not be gold or silver or Bitcoin.
I don't know.
It'll be a Brompton cocktail because that'll be the only way to rebel against our masters.
Is to die.
Is to die. Brompton cocktails and guns.
Well, that's the thing, though. I mean, if we're going to be true Marxists, we gotta support the army of the proletariat
and sweatpants. And hang yourself, Aaron Hernandez style.
That's a big old oof.
Yeah, and that about covers the intro. So, if anyone's listening, let me know in the comments. I'll come up with episode 2 did not use the remixed Teen Spirit track.
Remixed Teen Spirit.
Yeah, I did it. I played it, and have you not listened to either episode?
No, I don't listen to myself talk. Are you high?
Oh, I do. That's because I produce it, baby.
That's rough.
So, I used on episode 1, I used a major key remix of Smells Like Teen Spirits. They literally
Why would you
the
do
original
that?
soundtrack, and they changed the notes in Fruity Loops so that it's in the major key instead of the minor key.
Disgusting.
And it sounds exactly like a Blink-182 song. It's like da 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 da. Da, 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 da.
Oh my god.
Hey! Hi! The my at the end still sounds really fun because it's still
It's still
but everything else is super cheerful.
Purdue Pharma, please sponsor me. I need money.
Please sponsor. I need my insulin money.
I need my insulin. Wait, that's not what Purdue's for. I need my super heroin money. Thank you.
I need money for my Swiss bank account before Swiss is underwater.
Before Switzerland's underwater.
I mean, what's the Swiss country called? Switzerland.
Before Swiss is underwater. Before all the...
It's alright, we can cut that out.
I thought that the Swedes were Swiss.
Well, everyone, as we know, all white people look alike, but also all white people are genetically the same.
Oh, yes, that is absolutely true.
No, but they're both, I'm pretty sure Switzerland has a Viking DNA, right?
No, because they're stuck in the middle of like 8 mountain ranges.
Yeah, you're right. What
Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Finland.
I guess that's then there's mountains, right?
Then there's the Alps, and then there's like Sweden or Switzerland.
So like Switzerland would be
everything.
originating from like what would be like
They're German.
Tribal Germanic?
They speak German.
Were they like
They speak
helping?
Swiss German specifically, but German.
Were they like helping Hannibal take on the Roman Empire?
Do you think I know enough about Swiss history to tell you that?
Yeah. Switzerland. Oh God
Oh my
bless
God,
Switzerland.
Swiss history. No, I don't fucking know. Well, all I know is that linguistically speaking, they speak a Gothic language that's a dialect off of German. So, I mean, I would assume...
You're right. So yeah, that would be Germanic because like you have basically like the Germanic language branch, and then you have the Romantic language branch, which all comes from Italian, right? Or no, Latin.
Italian.
It all comes,
one of the things.
yeah. So basically the Latin branch and the German branch, and then you have English, which is like the bastard child of the two of them.
No, English, well, England English at least, derives largely from Anglo-Saxon.
Oh, is that its own branch?
Yeah, there's the Saxony,
Don't
the
brand.
Gothic, and the Latin.
The Gothic would be like Germanic.
Gothic is
Yeah.
Germanic. Anglo-Saxon is where a lot of the weird shit that we do comes from. I actually don't know where. I don't know where Greek is from.
Where
I
does
think, but the thing is so English stole from Anglo-Saxon, Gothic languages, Latin languages, and then just was like, what if we did everything all together? Because, like, culturally speaking, Latin was considered an eruditious language. Like, if you were smart, you knew Latin. And so, like, all of our academic terminology comes from Latin base, and a lot of, like, romantic stuff because of French. Whereas a lot of, like, working class language, etc., comes from German and Anglo-Saxon.
So is Latin or not Latin? Is French a Romantic language then?
Yes.
Because I always thought in choir it seemed like way different than the other ones. Like
French
all the
is-
pronunciations are hard as fuck.
Well, I mean, France is the furthest removed. No, it's not Spanish. Never mind. I was
Yeah,
gonna-
like Spanish is easy to pronounce, so they all follow the rules. All long vowels and like the tilde means nya.
well, French
Those
is
are the only rules to Spanish.
French is basically Latin, but you don't pronounce any of the consonants.
Then why are they there? Why isn't it like the System of a Down song? E-I-E-I-A-O. Just turn that into a language.
That's another language based on I forgot Slavic,
Why? Who sat down and was like,
Russian, Czech.
what are these based off?
Slavic languages.
Slavic, okay.
So you got Slovakia, Russian, Czech. Well, not Czech so much. Well, actually, kind of Czech.
I feel like Greek would be in that because, like, if you just look at how
Greek is
words
not-
are spelled,
Greek is not
they have that sort of like Greek 40 consonants before a vowel
And
thing.
there's also Gaelic. Like okay, let me put it this way. At the risk of not oversimplifying language, there's a lot more than 4 families. I'm just saying. What? Who messaged me?
See, I thought it was just like the New York crime family. The Mandarin branch was assassinated by QAnon.
I got a video of my grandfather, and I don't know why.
Oh, God bless. Sorry, we can cut that out. So,
Okay, we're looking this up.
let's look at the Greek
It's
language.
an Indo-European.
what does that mean?
So
Yeah.
Indo-European is one of the world's primary language families. One of the primary language families, which kind of encompasses. So you got your Germanic, under it Celtic, it's Italic, which doesn't make any goddamn sense.
See, they have is it
Italic
Slavic
is the
in there?
fancy slant writing.
Okay, so it's kind of in the same like neighborhood of like Germanic.
Splachmund.
Like, whereas English and German are like next door neighbors, they're just in the same
My
zip code.
specialization was in American literature, not linguistics. I wish it was in linguistics now because it's cool and I like it, but it's too late for me. Carry on and do your own research.
It's too late for me.
You can always get a second degree.
Put yourself even more in debt.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just kill
Paying off
myself
student
first.
loans is easy. Dude, you actually could because, first of all, like, as an employee, don't they give you like a really good discount to?
Well, I mean, I get income-based repayments that I get forgiven in 10 years. Oh, you mean just like going back for another degree?
Yeah, like if you just attended UNL, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Is that like if you were?
Guys, you know how I know that the education money system is a fraud? Because I can go to school at my workplace for $3 a credit hour.
Yeah. You don't have to take up any more debt. I'll pay for your education if you want me to. I pay for your bills all the time.
I would, but I don't have time.
Joe,
I
here's what you
literally
do.
do not have enough time.
Here's what you do. I enroll in school under your name.
And you get a degree.
Wow, Joel, that's a really unusual female name. It's Joelle.
Yeah.
Never heard that one before.
I don't think you've ever heard that one in like a female pretending to be you.
No, I've heard Joelle a lot, but never in that context.
Yeah, no, because Joelle is like, it's an actual pronunciation, like how Joel Embiid pronounces it, famous basketball player.
Yeah, but the thing is, nobody cares about famous basketball players.
What?
They only care about me.
Joel Embiid is a national treasure.
I'm a national
Cameroon.
treasure. From Cameroon?
Yeah, it's where he's from.
You think the people from Cameroon count as people? Guess
Wow.
again.
Wow. We're gonna cut that.
No, we're not.
No, we're not. Joel's
me.
like, no, that's not true. I cut things sometimes. That's what takes me. That's why I don't post them till like the next Sunday, because I have to listen to them and then cut out the search where we say we're gonna cut that. Now that one I might keep in because I don't care. You know, I'm the nihilist of podcast hosting.
You
don't post until Sunday because you're lazy.
I'm like, what is this? What language is this?
Well, it's clearly Indo-European.
Okay, so what do you mean by Indo? Like, is that India? What's the Indo part?
Indo means like interior land, like mainland. I think. Don't quote me on it because language is hard. But
Because I've heard of like the Indo-Chinese War. And that was between them and like Japan.
I don't fucking know what's happening.
What kind of that?
I was gonna narrate it and say that he did the
4 years of college
white guy
education.
blinking face.
Yeah, let's just move on to that. So we'll open up with everyone's recurring famous. You know what I should do? I should get like a theme song for the
It's not real life.
Twitter. I still have Fruity Loops installed on my computer. I could make a real cheap, like algorithmically generated like dubstep beat, and then I could just throw some autotune on the vocals to be like, Twitter is not real life. Twitter,
Please
Twitter,
don't.
Twitter.
The thing is,
We're
trying to get your listeners to we're trying to get your listeners to not kill themselves.
I'm trying to get my listeners to kill themselves, though.
Wow.
See, this is why we can't have nice
This
things.
is why
I don't
You're
listen.
supposed to cultivate an audience, not before you cultivate a cult.
This is like the CNN crossfire of podcasts. Which one of us is the Tucker Carlson?
Me. I am chaotic.
See, no, because See, that was my first thought as well, but I'm a lot more bitchy than you are.
Yeah, you're definitely Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
Don't even.
I'm just like, landlords are allowed to exist.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Mason, remember your voice
anyway,
carries.
That's fine. So anyway, onward and upward. So Twitter's not real life, and this will be a short one.
Thank God.
Wait, you don't like the segment? It's the best segment.
It makes me sad sometimes.
So I just want to talk real quick, and I haven't watched most shows from start to completion, so we'll save some of this for next week. But The Boys.
The Boys.
Yeah.
What's wrong with The Boys?
What about
Nothing
the boys?
wrong with it necessarily.
I mean,
I haven't-
I have my own gripes, but that's beside the point.
I
We
haven't
can talk about that
formed
later.
judgment yet, but I do want to talk about The Boys versus. Have you heard of the show Euphoria?
No.
Oh, is that the one on HBO with what's her name? Who plays
wait.
Mary Jane? Not Mary Jane. MJ. And
Yeah, it's with Zendaya.
Zendaya. Yeah, I can remember her goddamn name.
I've seen about that. I've seen like.
So
previews.
what's the?
Okay, so
there's
you
a-
actually this may not work with the take. That's okay. I think it
There's-
still counts.
There's an at-odds thing with this. What?
Well, so I want to talk about like sort of the Twitter narrative versus like real life, because The Boys is like a Joanne and Cletus show. You know, it's been advertised everywhere. Like
Yeah.
even Mama Roth has heard of the Boys.
Yeah, it's really common, and I mean, I think it. In addition to the advertising, it plays into the superhero zeitgeist, so it's going to be popular by default. Usually, if you've heard of the Tick, even if you haven't seen it.
See, I don't think people have heard of the Tick though.
Well, that's fair. Well, that and like The Boys also has that. The Boys also has that. I don't know, that Game of Thrones level popularity or whatever. Like it has that vibe.
Well, nothing has like. And here's kind of the weird thing that's kind of emerged from streaming though. Is like we don't actually know for sure because none of them share their numbers. There have been like leaks that have been like, oh yeah, The Boys is like the best, like the most popular show on Amazon by like 200% or whatever. But
I wouldn't.
What's the most popular show on Amazon? We don't know. We have no concept for like how many people are watching these streaming shows.
By Amazon Prime, it's House MD. Watch House MD. House MD is the reason I'm an atheist.
But
I thought you were an atheist because you realized you were. Wow,
I was gonna say we could tell the story why you're an atheist. That'd be good.
No, I do not want to discuss that. I'm good.
You can tell the story about how you voted for Mitt Romney instead.
Please, God, no, that's even worse.
I'll take your pick, buddy.
I will literally Mussolini you on these rafters.
We're recording. You do know that.
I don't care.
They're just taking away. He's like, he reminded me of the time I voted for Romney. I'm like Epstein, actually. I've got like a guy with a tape. And they throw in the blackmail tape if I don't respond to the email within 24 hours. I wake up every morning feeling like P. Diddy. And then I send an email to my blackmail guy. Then I go to work.
Okay. You never got to your thing about like...
No. So my point is like with Euphoria versus The Boys. Like I understand like it's not necessarily maybe as true as like I think, just because like it's kind of hard to measure the popularity of like a streaming, other than like HBO, which actually does still do like the Nielsen and shit. But
yeah, that makes sense.
Because they air the shows live, and that's the other weird thing is like no one's watching these HBO shows live for the most part, unless you're like a Game of Thrones. People kind of catch on and for the most part watch it. Like HBO is kind of in this weird in between place where like they are both like the HBO when you pay for it, it is a channel that you can go onto and air shows in time slots. But it is functionally like, for example, like I don't use HBO the channel. It's basically like in the streaming services I pay for.
Well, yeah.
God, I'm such like a metropolitan frou-frou. I have an HBO subscription. All of my friends, every single one of them, except for you guys, because you're wonderful people, have like ethered me. They're like, "Jesus, you have an HBO subscription?"
I just
gay.
I have that. I pirate that shit.
You have bananas in your pancakes. You're such a gay boy.
Bananas? That's brilliant. What's wrong with these people?
Yeah, that's the. I ordered macaroni and cheese at a restaurant. What a homo!
If bananas on pancakes is gay, I don't want to be straight, man.
I was like, get the if pancakes and if pancakes and bananas are gay, then get the lube. I'm ready to go.
Whoa,
yeah, boy.
Which is a callback to last episode when I explained how to prepare yourself for anal sex if you're
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so now everyone in the world knows. Listen, I am nothing if not a sex positive role model.
Role model's generous.
So back to the HBO versus the Amazon thing, or really like so Euphoria is kind of, and it's leaked out of Twitter a little bit. Like people kind of know that, like, oh, there's a show on Euphoria. People talk about it, but like it's a TV critics thing. Like TV critics are like, oh, great show ever, great show ever. Again, I've only seen the first episodes. I don't have like a Euphoria take yet. I do have a take in general about like teenage sex shows that have become a thing again.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's ostensibly it's kind of, and again, I've only seen episode 1, but from what I've read as well, it's kind of unclear whether they're like young college kids or like late high school kids. They're a little bit more ambiguous than I would say like teen. What's the Hulu show with the like 24-year-old, 14-year-olds?
Dude, I don't know. Glee?
It's like no. There's this Hulu show called like Teen Pen, 10 Peen.
It's probably Teen Ben.
Teen Peen. There's some numbers in that fucking shit. It's like Teen P414. It's or T3. I think it's Teen.
You know, you can just stop guessing and I can look it up.
Hulu. Just type in T and then it'll start popping up. TEEN Peen.
Just stop. Just stop. You're not helpful.
All right. We can always cut this part out that I'm singing along to.
Just don't.
I'll know when I see it. It starts with a T. This is maybe it's less popular than I thought because it's not showing up on the algorithm at all. Google has betrayed me. Just having teen sex show. That can't go wrong.
It's not.
I'm not typing that in. I'm not even like.
Maybe teen drama.
I kind of want to move
teen
away
drama
from you right now because you're saying
teen drama.
I'm going to kill you.
Just type in teen drama. That
yes,
since you know you're such a coward, you won't type in teen sex show
because I'm not an idiot.
You also type in teen
Tagged.
peen.
No, that's not it.
10 pen.
I'm not going to just play guess.
This show must be even like more Twitter's not real life. Yeah, because it's not on any of those.
Dude, I don't even know what the.
Just look on the best TV show list. Yeah, that one, the Thrillist, right up there. Just click on that article. God, this is awful. We're gonna cut all this.
30 Rock.
Oh yeah, this is all like normie shit.
Alone Together. Wait, is that based on that?
Home Together. I think it's like
Is it based on the what's her name? I can't remember her name.
Atlanta, Baskets, Battlestar Galactica. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna find it. Anyway, there's some teen. So the teen like
Is it this?
Teenplicity. No, that is not it.
I'm not even. I'm just looking for.
Or whatever.
Teen-
This is, you know what? I give up. I give up. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. We're all going to die of global warming. So here's the thing, though. So, like, there's this whole genre that has emerged basically from the popularity of Big Mouth.
Oh, yeah.
And now, like, every single studio and streaming service has to have, like, a teen sex show. We've kind of gone all the way back to where we're better at making 24-year-olds look like 14-year-olds, but we've done it again. Like we've gone all the way back to like this 80s trope that like everyone used to like endlessly roast. And we're back from
that phrase. It makes me.
That's the name of the show.
It's not. I looked it up.
It's really not.
It's got a bunch of numbers in it, but it's like it's Teen Pen. It's basically it's supposed to be some weird numbers, letters variation of Teen Penis. That's what it is. At some point, we'll get to the actual meat. I didn't think this Twitter is not real life segment was going to last more than like
It's because you
a
can't
minute.
stay on message, man.
But I am. The problem is I'm too on message. I'm like. So one of my bits. Have I explained this on the podcast before about conservative comedians? All right, no.
Yes,
So
you have.
yeah, I'm basically the conservative comedian who like I get like halfway through, and then I'm just like,
Get angry.
what do you call 6 Mexicans in a car? Ruining the country by smuggling in drugs. That's what. That's like I'm the liberal equivalent of that.
So you're Tucker Carlson, but for liberals.
Yeah. So anyway, my point is, there's this weird sort of genre of like, you know, teens fucking, but like, it's weirder, it's younger, coded. Like, it's coded as like younger kids now. Whereas like, you know, your schlocky like 80s horror shows, you know,
They were air quotes teenagers.
well, they were quoted as like 18 and 19 years old. They weren't really teenagers.
Are we just gonna skip over Degrassi?
Degrassi, did the kids fucking Degrassi? What?
I mean,
Because I'm talking
probably,
like.
maybe.
Also, Degrassi is like a little bit older than like all these. Because like Degrassi was kind of off by the time like these really started picking up. Because when did Big Mouth come up? I feel like this all started with Big Mouth.
2016-ish, I think. I don't know.
I think there's a new fucking
What's
season of Degrassi. I don't know.
Oh yeah, this is the reunion show.
So, Euphoria is a sex-positive kid show about teenagers.
what's the point?
My point is about how like people are talking about Euphoria and
Nobody's heard
no
of it.
one's seen it. There's on HBO. You got to pay $15 a month, and it's like the 6th most popular show on the network.
Yeah, I mean, like, so I know about Euphoria for 3 reasons. I saw a trailer once when we were watching Game of Thrones because we still cared. Lol. I heard of what you just talked about just now, and I heard about some controversy about like a One Direction fanfic thing that happened in the show.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
So apparently on the show, there's
Who's
this
talking about that?
Philip DeFranco.
Okay.
So Philip DeFranco covered this, which is like my one major news source anymore. That's like actively like video news, which is kind of sad, but you know I do read, which is nice. But the whole point is, way back in like your horrifying Super Hulock Tumblr days in 2012, there were a lot of teenage girls out there who were writing fanfics about 2 members of One Direction. Basically, you know, being being fuck
gay.
I was going to say
Big gay.
I was going to say being fuck buddies, but you know, whatever. The bottom line is they reenacted this because apparently Euphoria is set during that period of time. And
Yikes, what a terrible period of time to be set up.
I mean, Barack Obama was president; it couldn't have been that bad. The point is that not only did they reenact that, but they actually like. They narrated the fanfic that one of the characters wrote, and then animated it as they narrated it. Like,
Oh my god, this sounds incredible!
and it sounds insane. Apparently, that's all I know.
I take everything back I said. I want to watch every frame of the show.
But
All I know is there's a lot of penis in the show. Like you see a lot of male
I
dom.
don't need that in my life.
I'm all about equal opportunity nudity.
So, like that was the big controversies. Like, oh, you're using somebody else's image without their permission, and it's weird. I don't fucking. But that's the only thing I know about Euphoria. Like, what does HBO even have anymore? Westworld and John Oliver.
Westworld, John Oliver, Succession, Billions.
No, I don't know those 2.
You don't know Billions? It's like the biggest. It's their biggest show. Like it's honestly bigger than like Westworld and John Oliver.
That's very surprising. What is it?
It's basically sort of a dramedy about billionaires.
Oh, I think I've heard of this. I've not.
It's the show where the famous Trace Thomas things come from.
Oh, okay, yeah, right. I'll watch it.
Where Axel is like, "Welcome to the Trace Thomas Club." It's not super linear. Like it has an almost like procedural comedy vibe where you can pick it up wherever and you'll be okay.
Oh, they have Barry, which is phenomenal, and you should watch it.
Yeah, Barry, and I'll profess my love for Barry once it's done with the first season.
Barry's great. I've seen all 2 seasons. All 2 seasons.
All 2. I'm a real fan.
Yeah, but it's because they haven't done a 3rd season yet, and I'm sad. I'm about halfway through the 3rd season of Handmaid's Tale, I think. And
Which I didn't like that much. Season 1 was good.
I enjoy it, but like the show just makes me perpetually angry because like there are people who unironically want this, A, and B, I feel like I'm watching like
I will have another raspberry vodka, please.
I feel like Handmaid's Tale is
You
basically
grabbed my drink for a second, and I'm like, what?
it's basically like the Daenerys Targaryen segment from the first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones, where it's literally like, oh, she's about to go back to Westeros. Nope, bitch, she's stuck here again. No, except it's in this shitty Gilead place, which makes me sad.
Yeah, see, I think that was part of it. So I have essentially 2 problems with the show. First is like, much like every other like sort of pre-Breaking Bad TV show and most post-Breaking Bad TV shows, it does the TV thing where it just kind of circles. It's like, oh, change is about to happen in the narrative. Nope, fuck you.
The thing is I think the status quo does change a little bit by little bit, and I think it's making a point where so one of my main issues with Hunger Games is that it really overstates the power that three teenagers have in overthrowing a systemic issue and government. And I think that Handmaid's Tale does a really good job of showing just how much power a state can wield and how difficult it is to bypass that. And how much the unified effort to overthrow something like that needs to be in order to make it work, which hasn't happened yet because it's goddamn near impossible to get moderates who feel like they're safe to do anything.
What if free teens overthrow the U.S. government?
Well, then the U.S. government doesn't exist anymore, and we'd probably just be in chaos until some other U.S. government shows up because the teens aren't going to do anything about setting up a new system of government because they didn't think that far ahead.
Imagine how much pussy that guy would get, though.
Yes, we would. King Chad would be the ruler of America for 8 seconds before another despot took over.
He would lay so much pipe in those 8 seconds, though. He'd lay enough pipe to remake the east to west U.S. railway. We'd finally have our infrastructure week because he'd lay so much fucking pipe.
Yes, but the thing is pipe isn't how you transport trains. God damn it.
It's a metaphor. It doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah, neither does three teenagers overthrowing the United States government.
That's my point.
You know what pipes do transport? Oil. You know what America's all about? Oil.
Well, the thing is we don't have enough. Well, we don't have enough
4D.
3D piping. We live in a society bottom text.
Yeah. So that's basically my point. Is just like it's just another example of how like there's just sort of. But what's weird about this one is like again like you can't really say for 100% sure because like you can't measure some of these shows. Like, and I think that's part of why people have got like so outraged at all these Netflix cancellations.
Well, the big ones that I'm aware of that people are outraged about, so they canceled all the big Marvel ones, which was going to happen because
that was a contract thing. Like, I don't even think that counts.
That was a contract thing. They didn't renew the contract because Disney Plus is happening, and Disney wants to double dip their own way. What else has been canceled that people care about?
Well, that's kind of my point, though. Like, no one knows about these shows have been canceled. This is like a Twitter thing. I can't even, like, there was some sort of, kind of like Modern Family, but like the ethnic Netflix version that I've heard is quite good. They canceled that show. There was some animated show they canceled.
Fishburne?
What?
What, with Lawrence Fishburne?
I think so.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. They canceled that? I thought that was on TV.
No, you're right. I might be thinking something else, but anyway, there's they've canceled a lot of like pretty acclaimed shows, and so people are like, yeah, this is why capitalism is bad.
Because it's not fun. It's not sustainable to crank out shows that aren't making a profit because Netflix only lives off of subscriptions.
But that's kind of the weird thing is like, how do you even measure a Netflix show success? Like
that's actually a really interesting point because like as long as Netflix is drawing subscriptions, it doesn't matter, right?
Because ultimately it's a cost to benefit ratio.
Like I guess Netflix is kind of floundering right now because they're looking for a flagship show. Because when you go to HBO, you got, apparently Billions, Westworld, and John Oliver. Those are 3 flagship shows that people will come to. I mean, originally it was Game of Thrones. People got an HBO subscription specifically for Game of Thrones.
Thank you.
People get HBO subscription or Hulu subscriptions exclusively and explicitly for Handmaid's Tale. I actually can't think of anything else.
Fox comedies. They got most of the NBC comedies on there still.
Yeah, but as far as original shows go, it needs to be a flagship in order to be worth subscribing for. And
but here's the thing: I think like some of like the super rewatchable, and this is where I think this is going to really hurt Netflix long term, is like because they're not going to be able to hold like the bingeable NBC shows forever. Like the thing is, like I still think ultimately, like I actually think like the whole Netflix original thing is kind of overblown. Like, I do still think, like, the bread and butter of a Netflix service is, like, The Offices, the Friends.
It's the big old favorites.
No, they're going to get rid of Parks and Rec.
Actually, that's a really interesting point. Like, Netflix, and I think that's part of the problem, is Netflix doesn't understand what, like, their core draw is the fact that they have...
Well, but there's no solution, because, like, IP is so valuable now. Like, why would you ever sell existing IP? Ever, if you're any sort of production company.
Well, like, they should have just renewed the rights or bought it. Friends? Are you kidding? they'd have subscriptions until the end of time.
But how are you going to buy Friends? Like, you'd have to buy again. Like, there's no price. Like, so who owns Friends? What network did it even originally air on?
CBS.
I think it's like a Universal NBC property.
That might be it. I don't know. Like,
hey, wait, whoever owns Friends, right? No, I think it's Turner Broadcasting because it's on TBS all the time. So Turner is like the CBS, TBS, TNT company.
well, there you go.
Well, like, I don't think it's that. I honestly have no idea who owns Friends. But anyway, whoever owns them, right?
Ask the internet.
Yeah.
It's almost like we have a device that gives us unlimited information and human knowledge.
I know. Just type Friends and then open it with a video
I
page.
did.
Yes, that's how that works.
When we
mean,
look
like-
stuff up, we should just do like a music
Warner
cue.
Brothers.
Warner
Brothers. So, like, what TV? Actually,
Or that's who produced it, sorry.
Well, if the WB owns it, that's like half of CBS. I think.
NBC.
NBC? Okay.
yeah. So NBC's gonna. So that's the thing. Like, if you're NBC, right, you own like Parks and Rec, The Office, Friends. A lot of these, Community, 30 Rock. Like, they actually, NBC could really put together, like, a compelling streaming package, because they have, like, a lot of the sort of traditional bread and butter, like basic white bitch is gonna watch it on Netflix shows and quote it on their Tinder
The
profile.
core issue is, I mean, sure, you can ask a subscription to repeatedly watch Friends, but then just buy the box. Why don't they buy the box set?
Because nobody
Actually, that's
uses
true.
DVDs
Nobody-
anymore.
Yeah, well, there's a
players
couple
don't
reasons
exist.
for that. First of all, you get them all in one place, right? Because, like, so if, and also, like, box sets are kind of expensive. Because if you're buying, so Friends has 11 seasons,
Will
right?
people subscribe for exclusively old property?
I think they will. In fact, I would argue, like, that's most of the appeal. Like, now you have your TV heads that, like, are into, like, the new stuff all the time. Like, my mom. Like, Mama Roth, you know, she's older than 40, we'll just say that. And, you know,
The lowest common denominator.
not even that, but, like, you know, once you turn a certain age, you don't typically have a lot of hobbies. And so it's actually, I think it's like older people that watch these like Netflix originals, like older people and like culture binge heads, like people who are just addicted to the concept of pop culture as like this, not even a unifying force because people don't think about it that deeply, but just people who are like plugged into.
I'll cover hers.
And then she sticks to be on one. Yeah. So people are just sort of like I think it's actually older people that like watch because they have a lot more, not necessarily free time, but like, yeah, I mean, I think it's basically like a demographic of like people with like kids who are like at a point where you don't have to supervise them all the time anymore. Or like me, like I'm a grown adult because my parents are a little bit older now.
Yeah. And so they have all this spare time, and they don't necessarily want to go to a bar on a Monday night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess I.
Whereas like I think like 20-year-olds like because it's such a just like I just think people under 40 have no interest in anything new anymore. I think because if you look at the diet of like the 20 to 30-year-old media consumer, it's Marvel movies, which are existing properties. It's Star Wars. Basically, it's like Disney stuff.
That's because it's all they're giving us. Like, I mean,
Yeah, but the reason is because again, it's the media. Like with like Fox Searchlight, that's why it was always inevitable that Fox Searchlight was going to close down or shrink or what do you call it? Like, I actually think they're shutting it down entirely. I know they're closing.
like I think the main issue is
They're
that,
closing a ton of projects. I know that.
So the main issue is that networks aren't adapting to the needs of young people. Do you
But
know
I think they
anybody
are.
do you know anybody right now who has a cable subscription for
So you're
anything except
talking
for
like-
sports? Because like here's the problem though. It's not that, I don't think it's not that young people don't like new things or aren't interested in new things. It's that they don't want to spend the effort to access them because they're too inaccessible and expensive to get.
Well, see, I would argue though that like, I would argue that there are plenty of new things on like Netflix, etc. I just don't think like they're so like to go to the movie thing, right? Like there's essentially, for the most part, there's no practical difference in being able to access Captain America and be able to access like Roma. Roma's a bad example. It's a Netflix movie, so it kind of functions on its own logic. But like, there's no difference between being able to watch like Midsommar and being able to watch like Captain America. There's no practical. There is at a certain point when you get into like super hipstery like con film festival movies and shit, but for the most part, like Hollywood. I mean, obviously there's like a gap in just like attention, but if you just want to say like flip a coin. You're a bust or you're a success. For the most part, except for like super duper established franchises, like it actually is kind of a meritocracy. Well, and not a meritocracy in the sense like good movies make money and bad movies don't make money, but just a meritocracy in the sense that like it's not necessarily good old boys club for the most part. Like a lot of industries are.
I suppose I could buy that. I mean, Alex Garland is probably now one of my most.
Oh my god, it's a panda.
I approve.
We can cut that out.
Put a muffler on that too. I mean, come on, man. Alex Garland, he directed Ex Machina and Annihilation. And I mean, he's probably going to be one of the directors that I'm going to be following very closely because he's interesting and I like his work.
But I don't think Alex Garland's, this is the trajectory, like 10 years ago, Alex Garland would be like what Christopher Nolan is now.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And now he's going to be like some guy that goes to TV eventually. Like, I'll bet you the last studio film he ever produces will be in the next 5 years. And unfortunately, there's no way I can bet money on this, but like, again, he's one flop away from being a Netflix guy. And you don't have to flop that hard. Like, Annihilation barely... It's kind of difficult to understand whether Annihilation was a flop or not from a financial standpoint because of, like, the weird structure of, like, how it was, like, a streaming exclusive overseas but a theater release in the U.S. But, like, it probably was, like, barely enough money to where no one got fired.
And it was a great movie. I love that movie.
And it got some Oscar buzz.
Well, yeah.
But I don't think it won anything other than, like, effects. Actually, I didn't like Annihilation that much, to be honest.
Yeah, because you thought it was pretentious, you hipster.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Isn't thinking something pretentious the opposite of being a hipster?
No, now if you whine about something being pretentious, you're a hipster.
Okay. Well, but anyway, like,
you don't like prestige TV.
And I really liked Ex Machina. That's the thing.
Ex Machina was dope.
So I'm not, like, shitting on Alex Garland, but,
yeah. Oh, yeah, here, take this.
Oh, yeah, we just have the cards in there. We haven't tipped yet. I was like, oh, no, I forgot to tip.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, millennials not liking anything new, I think, is just as much the fault of studios playing it safe than it is... and also just the sheer expense of everything. So, like, here's the thing. Like,
but movies haven't gotten more expensive. They're cheaper. There's so much. Like, if you count for inflation, movies are cheaper than that forever to make because with like special effects.
Well, no, I'm not talking about making movies. I'm talking about going to them. So here's the thing: movies. The problem is movie tickets cost way more than they used to, right? Like, it used to be that... I
still don't buy the fact that, like, even that,
going to the movies in the 60s was, like, a thing you could do, like, on a weekly basis, right? How often do you go see movies?
Every other week, but I'm a weirdo. I would admit, like, most people, I mean, anymore, I mean, maybe this is a cultural thing, but, you know, most people go to see maybe 5 movies a year, and that's being optimistic. Yeah, I've seen a study. It's called, it's the 6th. They figured out where, like, this is great. This is a little bit of a tangent, but, you know, something that someday we'll actually get to the things we said we were going to talk about, but
sometime this year.
There's this whole theory that one of the YouTubers I watch was presenting. He calls it the 6 ticket theory. So the idea is like he figured out how much average ticket costs, how much. So he figured out how much the average ticket costs, and then figured it out. And he's like, okay, so ticket costs this much, average family is this much, so family of 4, they're going to see 6 movies a year. And his point was, like, so Marvel has spaced them out perfectly as far as, like, existing IP, scheduled projects, etc. Where, like, the end game for Disney is essentially you're going to get all 6 tickets.
Yeah.
Because they make these movies that all 4 people in the family, like, if you have, like, a teenage boy, teenage girl, or, like,
mom and dad,
like, any variation of family, like, you're going to like any sort of family movie experience, people are going to compromise on a Marvel movie or a Star Wars movie. Like Disney is just they've perfectly quartered the market in such a way where like there's 80% of the movie revenue, because people only buy 6 tickets, are going to go to those movies. That said, I think that is much more of a social trend than it is a pricing thing.
Okay, so I think that's a social. Well, that's actually fair. That's probably more accurate. So as a social trend, people only go to see 6 movies a year. Let's just assume that. The core problem then is, like, even outside of Marvel, people don't want to take risks because, they want something safe that people are going to spend their money on. That's why you get existing IP coming out all the time, because it's like, hey, we're going to play on your nostalgia centers your brain until you spend money on this, please. It's why there's so many remakes coming out. Well, other than the Mickey Mouse rule, that's why so many remakes are coming out right now. I think, people are going to be like, oh my, I can't wait to see the new Lion King. I hope it's as good as the original, because, no, we're not getting into that. It's not as good as the original. I'm trying to think of, other major... Oh, yeah, so the Bourne trilogy was damn near perfect. And then they decided to make Bourne 5 with Old Man Jason. And it was bad. Because it was a safe bet. Gotta do all the safe bets, man. And that's why you're not going to see original properties anymore unless it's made by a director who is big name in and of himself, i.e. Tarantino, Nolan, Scorsese.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like once those directors are dead or retire or have a flop, they're done. They become Netflix guys. That's the thing, Scorsese, he's a Netflix guy now. He's never going to make a studio film again at a realistic budget. His studio career is over.
Really?
Yeah, he's doing The Irishman.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's basically The Departed, but for Netflix.
It's the Netflix Departed. The Departed.
If you're gonna do a Boston accent, you gotta do it right. Departed.
I think Tarantino's the only guy who because Tarantino can make a movie for $5 million.
Well, the thing is Tarantino is also a stubborn bastard, and he has a very unique branding that I don't think could work anywhere else on film, theater film.
And I think I can't even what happens if Nolan has a flop, because I can't see him doing Netflix just because he loves the theater and the spectacle. And Nolan and Tarantino, what distinguishes
Nolan's name carries weight in such a fashion where even if he does have a flop or a movie that's not as well received, he can still push through to another.
Well, the difference is Warner Brothers is famously a studio where they have their guys, and if you become one of their guys, they'll stand by you behind a few flops. Clint Eastwood was kind of their original Warner Brothers. They're just we love Clint Eastwood, we love working with him, we don't care if he flops here or there.
Didn't Eastwood recently just drop off a cliff directing wise?
He's 90. Well. He's old.
That's true.
That's what happens. You get old, you don't work as much.
Well, I mean, wasn't his last movie poorly received, I guess?
It might have been. I mean...
I don't pay much attention to Eastwood after he yelled at an empty chair.
Yeah, I mean, I think the empty chair thing honestly kind of made him I think that hurt his career more than people think. Because it was so it was like a Joe Biden senile man moment.
It's old man yells at the sky, oh no. Well, we got way off topic. So the Twitter is not real life segment is that
I think that pretty much concludes it.
Nobody's seen Euphoria, so maybe go look at it and see if it's worth watching. Good job.
Yeah, watch new things.
Let us know.
Consume new media. Don't let.
I'll let you guys know next week if I bang it out.
Moving on, because I need a different change of pace. Now, by the way, before I forget, I found the show that Mason was talking about, and it's Pen15, PEN15.
Okay, so it's just penis.
Yes. Which is super creative and obnoxious. Kill me.
What 12-year-old wrote that?
Yeah, so that I really want to get to the teen sex thing, because that actually fascinates me.
HBO has this weird thing where they just let they're a very hands-off channel network, and so
occasionally to their detriment, see Game of Thrones, but for the most part, that's the route you want to go.
Game of Thrones, where they gave me X-Men: The Last Stand in the final episode. I love
tearing me apart, Lisa. Thank you.
Did you know, speaking of that, did you know that Tommy Wiseau is doing like a room tour?
Yes! I feel like Sally and how Harry Met Sally. I'm just orgasming at the dinner table right now. The room 2 is for real. Yes!
No, room tour.
Room tour?
Yeah, he's like showing it. I guess.
No! I thought there was going to be a sequel.
I broke your heart.
How is there not been a sequel to The Room?
Because there has been. It's called The Disaster Artist.
That's not even a sequel.
No, like
I get what Joel's saying. Like
that's the spiritual successor to The Room because it's the only thing that's going to ever make The Room relevant. Is a story about how such a terrible.
I feel like people knew about The Room though before the disaster.
Well, they did, but like it was known exclusively as just being a god awful movie.
But here's the thing. If you're Netflix, first of all, timing like I think this is untouchable. I can't believe no one's done this. So let me explain why people should actually do it. Let me make the case to Netflix. Netflix, I hope you're listening to this. Hulu and the Pen 15, I hope you're listening to this. See, I figured the pun in Pen 15 is that they're 15-year-olds, but the I-15 stands for
Yes,
is.
thank you. Obvious.
So if you're Netflix, right? How much does it cost to make a Tommy Wiseau movie?
Probably like $10.
Now it's more than you would think. Actually,
It's probably
it was like
Okay, 15.
It's probably around 100,000, if I had to guess. Maybe a little less than that.
Well,
But, like,
well,
still.
Listen's budget.
I'm pretty sure it was like dose commas. Like I think it was actually the millions. You know, you can look this up.
Well, I mean, like,
I
the guy who directed a film that graduated from Beatrice directed a movie on like a budget of $1 million. He got like a massive return on it. Like The Gallows, which is famous.
Oh, I've heard of that movie.
It's famously, I mean, it's not great, but it made a ton of money for what its budget was. It made his budget back like 23 times over.
God bless.
Chris
So I'm
Lawford.
trying to see when he's coming anywhere near here.
Who?
Tommy Wiseau.
Why do you?
He's coming?
He has a tour thing.
Yeah, it's a tour.
Oh, he's doing a tour like that. Oh,
Yeah.
What does he do? Like
What does he
stand-up?
do?
Or is it like a live performance?
It's like, I don't know. It just says.
When is it? What is it? What is he? We have to go.
I'm not going to this.
So let's just go on a date. Tommy Wiseau.
September 20th and 21st in Denver.
I'm not going to
Listen,
Denver, and
we
you're
can-
moving that weekend.
I'm in Ashland that weekend, actually.
Listen, no, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna hire some movers. You cancel your fucking or listen. Tommy Wiseau. We Denver. The weed's legal. We can just chomp down some fucking chia chews, and we could go there and be like, hey man, ha 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 ha.
Have you actually seen The Room?
Of course I have. Have you actually seen The Room? Would you really ask me such a question?
Yes, because I've never seen.
I've
The Room.
only
I'm
seen
really
like
glad.
the first 20 minutes. That's all I could make it through.
Okay, there's a certain point in terrible, bad, and awful movies where I just cannot do it. Like, Mandrake was funny. The Room just seems horrifyingly awful.
This movie is the ultimate heat check. It's fucking mesmerizing. And Dion Waiters going 0 for 30 from 3.
You just said like 3 things that I didn't understand, but okay. Okay.
You have to. No, we have to go. We have to go.
Okay. Okay, calm down, Mason. It's okay.
How have you not seen it?
Because I can't sit through a bad movie. Well, I can't sit through.
It's a master. So anyway, okay.
Suicide
I'm
Squad was a
getting.
masterpiece.
Jesus Christ! Don't get me started. So here's the thing. Like, I'm not even telling a joke when I say like Netflix should fund. Because here's the thing. It's gonna be dirt cheap. And even though the Room 1 was like over budgeted, you don't have to give them like a $3 million budget. You can give them a budget like $100,000. Because first of all, Wiseau would do it.
Okay, so like
One thing that's been very clear about the elusiveness.
So he'd do it cheap, And
Yeah, well, let me break it down. You do it, he'll do it for cheap because he's an attention whore. That's the one, as far as like the confusing sort of persona of Wiseau is, that's the one thing that like has been pretty consistent throughout, whether he's tried to come out and pretend it was like, oh, it's supposed to be ironically bad. He's changed his story 30 times. But the one consistent variable of the Wiseau persona is that more than anything, he wants to be famous.
Which he basically is.
So he'll do it. He'll do it for not a lot of money. And people like me, and then the third thing is you can get the room, you can like make it a package deal. So like I was talking about with like the bingeability of like The Office, etc., the room is like that but for hipsters. So you get that, you get the room too. College freshmen all around the globe can make it a double feature where they're slamming PBRs, doing joints, and trying to get the girl to give them a hand job. Doing joints. The room. Oh my god! Why so?
What is that poster?
That's the poster that the real billboard that was in the one.
Yeah, I know. Just oh my god! I can't.
It's the caption that's mesmerizing. Let's see the comments.
Love is Blind tour.
That's a quote. Those are all quotes from the movie. I continue. Haha, what a story, Mark. Be good. So anyway, I genuinely think that like that would be a good investment because again, you have to pay so little money. First of all, you can get the streaming rights to the Room 1, so even if the Room 2 doesn't have that same energy, and also I think Wiseau is such a weirdo alien that he would try to make a good movie and make another bad movie. I don't think it's gonna be like a Sharknado 2 thing where like it all fell apart because they realized they were making a bad movie and made it on purpose. Wiseau still thinks The Room is a masterpiece.
That's the most important part is you need to play it.
Wiseau can be like their.
He's making another movie. It's called Big Shark.
Big Shark. Oh my! Who's producing it?
He is.
Of course he is. Who the fuck else would produce it?
Where'd he get the money?
It's Tommy Wiseau. He's probably DB Cooper and has like $10 million stashed somewhere.
Oh my god! Mark is in it.
Who?
Mark. The famous actor he's like, oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about like. Fuck.
I'm serious. Tommy Wiseau should just be like.
There was another one that came out.
Some streaming platforms like cheap version of Scorsese.
There was another one in 2017.
Maybe I'm wrong then, because I never knew this happened, and I'm like a Wiseau.
The thing is like, I think The Room was lightning in a bottle, and it would just be another normal bad movie if it wasn't for the fact that Tommy Wiseau spent so much money keeping a billboard up for 5 years to advertise it.
They could do the same thing. Netflix has the money.
Yes, but it doesn't have the same energy because now people know they're in on the joke.
I still think there's a way to make it work.
There probably is, but I mean, they need to just buy the Avatar: The Last Airbender properties and do that instead.
They did. Netflix owns they bought it, or they bought the rights to it.
Oh, they're making a new Avatar.
They're doing another fucking live action thing for some goddamn reason.
Best Friends wasn't produced by Wiseau.
Oh, so it's like it was directed by some pretender
Yeah.
to the throne.
But Big Shark is produced by Wiseau.
Big Shark.
I bet you.
I wonder how many scripts Wiseau has like lying around.
Probably at least one.
It's just the same one over and over. Big Shark is it's just The Room all over again.
Just frame for frame. With shark heads.
With shark heads superimposed. And they're super realistic, so when they talk, it's just their jaws flapping.
Yeah. Did you guys want to do it in the car? That's sure wrong. Yeah.
Sure.
Let's have a three-way in the car.
Well, that and I can yell at
Which
you
hole
to
do
keep
you
your
want?
voice down a lot easier in the car.
You want my ear hole or my butthole?
Yes. Okay, so
all right, we're back.
Previously on Tommy Wiseau Obsessions.
I think I about covered it as far as like what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah. Was that all the Twitter's not real life discussion?
Yeah, well, Tommy Wiseau isn't a Twitter. It's not real life. Tommy Wiseau is real life.
Well, like, was it a subset tangent of that?
To some degree,
discussion?
yeah.
Okay, the first thing. What are we talking about?
All right, we're talking Star Wars. I'm trying to find a good spot for the mic.
Oh boy, the finer points of lightsaber combat.
Yeah, the finer. So, let's just take it back from the beginning.
Okay.
The teaser trailer drops a couple months ago.
Yeah.
You know, sick TIE fighter thing.
And then the Emperor laughs.
Gotta let me tell a story. Okay. This is a narrative podcast now.
Fuck you.
I can speak quietly now that we're at the restaurant.
Can you?
I can.
I don't believe you.
I'm not going to succeed. When we get to like the Donald Trump VA bill, that'll be a disaster.
Oh no.
But
we're all gonna die.
As far as there we go. Cut that. As far as the Tealer trailer drops, you see this. Oh, intriguing. There's a TIE fighter chasing Rey. And then, the music goes like, da, da, da. And then you hear it. Emperor Palpatine. Ha, ha, ha.
Do it.
And you're like, are they really doing it?
No, that's probably going to get
And my
scared.
first thought was, of course, well, this is the same trick he did in The Force Awakens. J. J. Abrams famously made us all think that Finn was a Jedi.
It's a misdirect, yeah.
But here's the thing. I don't think it's as much. Unfortunately, I don't think it's as much as a misdirect.
He's not coming back. He's going to be a Force ghost. It's that easy. He's basically Exar Kun.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's still bringing him back.
Well, here's the thing, though. If they go full... There are three ways you do this. Either it's a complete misdirect and it's somehow she's seeing... It's Patrick Williams' theory that there's time travel and we're hallucinating him, or he's a Sith ghost, or he's a clone like in the expanded universe, which would make me want to kill myself.
I think he's a Force ghost.
Yeah, which is
if you even look at the poster, that was the next thing that dropped. He looks like a ghost.
Yeah, and of all the things that I don't mind that the most. Sith Lords being Force ghosts, I mean, there's established precedent. Luke Skywalker's not even gone. It's easy. I can live with it. There's precedent. Now, if they, with this new trailer, they, did the whole history of Star Wars, 4 through 6, 1 through 3, and then 7 and 8, it's yes, nostalgia, we get it. It's the one drug that everyone who ever watches movies loves except for Mason.
And that's where I think it's going to be a fucking disaster. I am 100% on the... We can cut that.
On the...
It's going to be a disaster.
The movie?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And here's why. It's very simple. The order that they showed the clips.
From original to now?
They did 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8.
Yeah.
Narratively speaking, there's no fucking reason to do that.
Except for...
Unless again, you're crafting the product to be this empty, awful, just find the nostalgia trainer and just like you're a virgin with a hooker. And you're just I don't know what to do. I've only seen porn videos before. This is how people fuck, right? And then you come in 10 seconds. That's the equivalent of all these nostalgia, and it's... I guess, I mean, J. J. Abrams is, the director, or not the director, I mean, he's also the director. That's not the word I was looking for. He is, the master of the misdirect. But I do also feel at the same time, he also knows he's done that trick already.
Yeah.
If you look at the Last Jedi advertising, for example, which like he was still a producer on, so he probably would have handled some of that stuff. So I went back and I watched all the Disney trilogy trailers.
Yeah.
So The Force Awakens, that was kind of their move number one was similar to this trailer where it's all we're back baby, and it hit the same beats. It was like, and they one of the most emphasized quotes was like Han Solo going, "It's real," all of it. And there's also where I think there's the difference between this and like even the Force Awakens trailer. It's like when you see the Force Awakens trailer and Han's telling you like, yeah, the Force is real, that shows some level of character development has happened.
Whereas this is more or less just a, hey, remember all these cool things we did?
Yeah.
And I like, don't get me wrong, everything that I've seen as far as, like, original content from this movie looks really promising and interesting, but it's just, it looks like it's going to be leaning very heavily on the nostalgia, and it's frustrating.
I kind of, like, I do sort of get it, where, like, you know, every single Disney Star Wars movie has leaned pretty, like Force Awakens, which I liked, but is a beat for beat retelling A New Hope. So the thing about Force Awakens, though, is that it leans, from a character's perspective, it does lean away toward the archetype of the Star Wars character. Other than, like, you know, BB-8 obviously is very much like R2-D2. Like, Poe Cameron kind of, and especially...
He's a flyboy pilot, you know, hotshot pilot, but I mean, that's archetypical. That's an archetype, it's not a character. I mean, Luke and Han are two very different versions of that. Rey is, you know, kind of got that chosen one archetype, and, you know, actually, she doesn't even really have an archetype, you know, she's a
Well, I'm talking right now just The Force Awakens, right?
Yeah, so Rey is basically like this person who's actually she's the Luke Skywalker archetype, because like this person who's just swept up in everything and is trying to find her place. And, yeah, Finn is actually really weird because there's never been an ex-imp, you know, like. I, as much as I hate to say it, like, there's never been a former Nazi archetype in Star Wars, you know?
Yeah, like Finn, basically, so that's what I mean. All of them fit the archetypes to some degree, but there's always a twist to them. Rey has the least amount of twist, which is why the best movie ever made, The Last Jedi, you know, it takes the biggest twist by, like, basically giving Destiny the middle finger. So Finn is Han Solo. They have the same character arc. They come back, save the day after running away because everyone's fucked. But then in the next movie, it's like, nah, actually, I want to run away. That was a one-time thing because that's my bud. And then over that movie, he realized, like, no, I'm in this for real. Like, that is the Han Solo thing. But he's a former Imperial, and, you know, and they haven't explored it a ton, which I think is one of the disappointing things about both of them.
Give us more Finn, damn it.
Well, yeah, they just haven't had him a lot in the movie, but then the other thing is, like, they've sort of danced around the sort of trauma that I think the both directors have been interested in, but haven't had the movie runtime for.
Yeah, like, they literally painted blood on Finn's helmet, and then we didn't really get any, like, actual soldier, you know, discussion, I guess.
But, like, he always, like, he kind of gravitates toward a sort of loyalty soldier-ish, you know, since he was born, versus, you know, someone like, you know, Han is, like, the rebel. Now, Poe Dameron kind of is a mixture of the Leia Han archetype. So she is the closest thing to the Leia in the group, but, you know, he's a hotshot, but he is a soldier. Like, he's kind of just a fusion of the two. And then the other thing they did is by gender swapping, you know, basically Poe Dameron would be Leia in the original, or the closest thing to it, and so they gender swap it, and that makes the whole love thing, like, a mystery to some degree, because we don't actually know how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, because, like, everything seems super one-sided to pretty much everyone, like, except there's literally, I don't think there's any tension between Poe and Rey at all. The tension between Rey and Finn is pretty much one-sided because Finn's explicitly interested in her and she's oblivious. And then, I mean, I guess Rose Tico from episode 8 is explicitly interested in Finn, but he's oblivious. I mean, even up to the point where she kissed him, like, he was just as surprised as we were. Like, you know, it's,
You want to know where there's two-way interest?
What?
Kylo Ren and Rey are gonna fuck. Hard.
I wonder if that's part of, like, her... So, spoiler alert, you know, turn the fucking radio off and skip 30 seconds from now. Actually, just don't even fucking...
Listen, if you're at this point, if you haven't seen Star Wars...
No, if you haven't seen the trailer, just turn the pod off. Just don't fucking... If you don't like trailers...
I feel like I already spoiled the... Or I guess I haven't.
Well,
I
like,
guess
the big fucking deal. So, turn the pod off now. You have 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Rey has a red double-bladed lightsaber that folds into, like, tuning fork style, and it's
sick.
It's sick, it's dope, and if she turns to the dark side, Kylo and Rey are fucking. But the thing is I don't know what the fuck is going on there. I don't
That
understand.
feels like a misdirect.
Well, I mean, yeah. I have a feeling she's going to get her Dagobah moment.
Yeah. Because, yeah, there's the first thing, is that, you know, it's probably a Dagobah thing. And the other thing is, like, there's been already a ton of clips of them fighting. So, like, if you've got, like, 6 clips of them, like, duking it, and, like, different, because the TIE Fighter thing has them both.
What if it's a misdirect?
A misdirect? It's all just, they shot a bunch of test footage that they don't use in the movie.
Well, like, no, like, all of their fighting happens on, like, the first third of the movie, and then Kylo wins and she turns.
That would be pretty bonkers.
That might make the movie, like, just... balls.
That could also think too is like in your brain when you see all those different locations, you assume that you know it's gonna fairly even. But like, yeah, you're right. It could just be like they've only shown anything from the first 50 other than the double blade.
Yeah, and I mean, okay, so here's where I have my hopes. I think I want an inversion. Actually, no, I don't know how I feel about that because there's some really unfortunate implications. But, like, I think I want Rey to go dark. Actually, you know what? Nah. You know, Kylo and Rey become, like, the dark power couple, and then it's up to everybody else to try and get them to knock it off.
They're gonna fuck. Hard.
On screen.
They're just gonna be showing full penetration. Everyone, I like how they look both of the slash and she's just like out.
I'm not asleep. I'm just laying down.
She's watching Facebook videos or something.
Trying to be comfy.
Yeti.
Excellent idea.
I mean, let me say this about The Last Jedi. Rey crawls into a vagina cave, discovers who she is, and then tells a cute boy about it. It's an allegory for fucking and jerking and little clit diddling.
Are we suggesting that the cave is Yannick?
I'm suggesting the cave is 100% an allegory for female sexuality.
So
it's not even subtle. What's Yannick?
It's like phallic, but for women.
Oh.
Congratulations, you learned a new word. Go
That's
use
good.
it.
Yannick.
Yannick. Yonic. Yannick. If it looks like a vagina, it is Yannick.
That's not a very good word.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Call it vaggie.
I mean, but the thing is phallic feels like...
Phallic
right.
feels powerful.
Yeah, that's because phallic is powerful. I mean,
Yannick sounds like a RPG character.
Your mom's an RPG
who's
character.
like a gnome. And
What?
specs into wisdom.
Are they going to pay for parking?
Should I say something?
No,
they figured it out. I was going to like yell out the window. I was like, parking's free.
Congratulations, kids. You can read. Okay, we got a really weird sidetracked about Yannick imagery. But, okay. Predictions, I think that what's going to happen is we're going to get the Luke arc after episode 6, where he goes to the dark side to try and convert somebody and ends up falling for a sec, and then he comes back.
God, that'd be so fucking lame.
Except it's Rey.
Kill me. Here's the one thing I hold out hope for. J.J. Abrams has been quoted a couple times of explaining the Force correctly. That he's said that he prefers the Force as a sort of sort of unknowable, sort of
Magic.
Buddhist, like sort of you feel it rather than explain it.
It's literally space magic.
And that ultimately is the worst thing of the prequels, is that
midichlorians!
They turned into some Dragon Ball Z power level ass shit. And basically...
Vegeta! What does the scouter say about his force level? It's over 20,000!
Not even Yoda's been that high!
That can't be right! Okay, I'm done.
So... And I feel like this is where, like, so many Star Wars fans are fucking morons because they don't appreciate the best movie ever made, and they're cinematic fucking Neanderthals who can't appreciate good fucking filmmaking, is that The Last Jedi kind of explicitly, it both embraces sort of the ultimate conclusion one must come with the prequels. Like, it embraces the sort of storyline of a sort of fascism rising from space liberalism, and it embraces the fact that, like, this is not, X-Men Days of Future Past where we're pretending nothing happened up to this point. We are embracing, like, yes, this happened. Yes, actually, The Last Jedi, the reason it's the best movie ever made, among many other reasons, other than the fact that it sets up the fact that Kylo Ren and Rey are gonna fuck.
Kylo Ray.
Kylo Ray. That'll just be Kylo. Ray will be their child's name.
Raylo.
Raylo and Kylo Ray.
Okay.
They'll be twins.
Raylo Ken. Okay, we good. Moving on.
Is that it retroactively does make the prequels a lot better. Because now it's telling a story like, here are these weirdo monks who thought they could control the Force, who thought it was this sort of power level thing. And maybe that was Lucas's intent and we just all misunderstood it. But it does clearly explain this thesis that, like,
the Jedi actually aren't that great. Yeah.
They kind of sucked, and they kind of thought they could science this spiritual thing, and that's why they were exploited and used as pawns to create the space German Nazi empire.
Yeah, and I think that another interesting thing about Episode 8 is it's also really relevant to today insofar as, so if we take this as overt imagery, the original trilogy is basically World War II, and then episodes 7 and 8 are kind of like the modern world where you get the rise of Nazism again after the fight has already been established. Like, haven't we beaten you guys already? Yeah, but, they never go away, man. Nazis don't stop.
Nazi's gonna Nazi.
No, I did not see that coming.
What was that?
Nazis don't stop thee.
Yeah, I don't think I have that many. So, I guess, like, that's kind of my one hope. I do feel like he, at least in interviews, seems to... my problem is I feel like Disney, they read all the comments of, first of all, this is... The Last Jedi hate is also, like, the ultimate Twitter is not real life thing. Like, it got, like, a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, I mean, yeah, that just shows that
it was critically acclaimed.
Well, yeah, and it's obviously very broadly accessible, but the problem is that there's so many goddamn angry fanboys on the internet that, like, it's very clearly divisive.
But again, it's like, so here's the thing.
Like,
it made $1.4 billion.
Yeah, because it's a Star Wars movie.
But that's it. Like, once you reach that, it's not just that it's a Star Wars movie, okay? Like, Solo didn't make that much money. And granted, like, Solo and Rogue One were never gonna...
Solo is barely advertised for, though.
Like, Solo and Rogue One were barely gonna... We're never gonna bat to the levels, like, the original trilogy movie, or I should say, like, the sequel trilogy movies. Yeah. But at the same time, like, once you pass, like, like, it's not out there doing Thor numbers or, like Batman v Superman or, like, Justice League numbers. Like, if you make a bad if you make, like, a bad auto moneymaker, you're not going to make as much money. Like, it made the kind of money that you can only make if people are going to the theater more than once.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Like, Joanne and Cletus love The Last Jedi. Urban Karen thought it was dope.
Urban Karen.
Herb, Karen, Joanne, Cletus are like, yeah, Last Jedi was cool. Because, like, yeah, most people don't think about it that much. Like, the only people who hated it are fucking nerds who wanted us to reenact the Thrawn trilogy, and then all the weird shit afterwards were, like, they were, like, talking about trees and shit, and then the twins were implied to be fucking each other or something. A lot of weird sexual tension has happened between...
Jason and Jaina Solo.
One of them loses an arm.
Yeah.
Shit got weird. Shit got real weird.
And then Darth Caedus happened. It was... And then Jaina went to become, like, a Mandalorian through and learned, like, secret Mandalorian voodoo.
Like, everyone's like, nah, this is dope.
So,
this is the...
Again, so Karen Travis has, like, this super weird obsession with the Mandalorians, and she's probably going to be solely responsible for... She is solely responsible for every single Mandalorian fanboy who's going to watch the new Jon Favreau show. I guarantee it. Despite the fact that they were fun to read when I was like 15, but they probably weren't as good as I remember.
Thrawn Trilogy's good. Thrawn's legit.
Yeah,
good.
Timothy Zahn knows how to write shit.
Stuff that happened to Hasbro is mostly bad.
Yeah, like I need me some Grand Admiral Thrawn. I wouldn't mind an existential threat plot line a la the Yuzan Vong, who invaded from outside the Star Wars universe, per se.
That would be dope.
And the cool thing about the Yuzan Vong, by the way, is they're like organic droids, basically. Like, it's really fascinating. And there's like this one, and like their core villain, Vergere, was like this really interesting, like philosophical villain who like called people on their bullshit in much a similar way to how I can't even think of a villain.
I don't think like Star Wars will ever get that dark though. That whole run, it was like 3 or 4 books.
Yeah, the Vong run was
that shit was fucking like
it was nuts.
It was nasty.
They did
Chewbacca so fucking dirty.
Where they killed him.
They left him to die on because they couldn't fit him on the ship or some shit.
Literally a moon crashed into Chewbacca to kill him. They
killed him with a whole moon, and they're like, "No, we can't." And then, God, that was That was fucking brutal.
Yeah, and then their Anakin Solo died. That was nuts.
Anakin, yeah,
the youngest brother, not the twin. One thing that I'm really interested in, that I want to see happen eventually, I want to see Star Wars become a setting instead of a genre.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, I want to see a Star Wars spy movie. I want to see a Star Wars heist movie. I want to see a Star Wars Western, stuff like that. Because I think there's a lot of stuff to be told. In Solo, there was the sequence where Han was, under fire. He was, like, being a soldier, right? And I realized in that moment, I need a Star Wars war movie.
Yeah. And the problem is, it'll never happen, because the problem is, like, Disney's just like, we only make $200 million movies. And if it makes less than $1 billion, it's a failure.
Yeah, which is
like, it's like on top of...
Actually, what if... I mean, that might be what... Disney Plus might be the perfect outlet for that. Because I guarantee that not everything in Disney Plus is going to have that high of a production value.
Yeah, but we'll see.
The Mandalorian is going to be on Netflix.
No, I
not
know.
Netflix, so Disney Plus, which is Disney Netflix.
It'll be interesting because I don't.
We'll have to discuss The Mandalorian when it comes out. When is Disney Plus launched? I'm not advertising for Disney Plus. Fuck that. You guys don't get to know the launch date. Look it up yourselves.
Pay me.
Sponsored by Purdue Pharma.
Sponsored by Purdue. That can just be a running joke. Just every single ad break, I just play like a generic Purdue Pharma ad or something.
Please don't.
That would be hilarious.
Adverts actually impact people. So if it's just me making fun of Purdue Pharma, that's not necessarily bad. But like genetically engineered Purdue Pharma ads.
Purdue Pharma ad.
Okay, like if it's a meme ad, sure, but otherwise, like legit ads, no, we don't.
The one I read off where I was like, Purdue Pharma, oxycodone will knock you out cold. But what if I just play that in between?
Oxycontin will fuck your day up. November. Oh, no, I'm not reading launch dates on live fucking television.
Want to just give me the numbers for the year?
Numbers?
Yeah, like what year?
Oh, It's this year.
Oh. Okay. Can't wait for Lady and the Tramp. Live action. Hyped for that.
Yeah, boy. Live action Lady in the Tramp with literal dogs, like actual live action dogs. They're not CGI.
Really?
Yeah, apparently they're just going to superimpose the heads or something.
That's a choice.
Yeah, you know what else is a choice? Making a live action Lady in the Tramp film.
Because Lion King did so well.
I mean, it did. People went and saw
Lion
that
King
shit.
is already like the 10th highest grossing. Look up the Lion King.
I don't know.
Please?
Nah, I'm looking it fucking up. Calm down.
I want to feel sad.
What are we doing? Money?
It'll be interesting because it does feel like every streaming service kind of has their own style on how they do shows.
The Lion King stampeded to 191.8 million in its debut, with a weekend total of 543.6 million.
I know it's already over, but just tell me the current amount.
Total box office? Yeah, give me a sec.
Dude, I'm gonna have to. I had to look up a lot of stuff this podcast. I'll have to.
Oh God, why isn't it giving me actual numbers?
It's on the Wikipedia page. It'll give you a pretty good idea.
Yeah, wiki.
Just as I say, the Wikipedia page will be a little bit behind. But that's fine because I just know it was already past the Lion King original.
Whole new world. Box office of $1.511 billion.
It might get to $2 billion.
Yeah, probably will.
Probably not quite there because I think it's had some bad word of mouth.
But criticism for its lack of facial emotion on the characters being described as a soulless.
Let me tell you about the lack of facial. Jesus fucking Christ! Am I gonna have to do it? Am I gonna have to do them dirty? I'm gonna have to do them dirty. They just filmed a nature documentary, but fake. The backgrounds aren't even real. Why?
I'm not even real.
You know what they did?
Your mom.
You know what they did?
They
took the most iconic visual moment, like Mufasa in the clouds is one of the top 5 most visually iconic shots in all of cinema. Remember who you are. It's that. It's like what even. The binary sunset in Star Wars?
Yeah, I guess that's one. Probably something from Jurassic Park. Indiana
I would
Jones,
say Jurassic Park has
James Bond.
I wouldn't say James Bond.
James Bond has some really excellent iconography.
Yeah, what's a famous? So I would say the Indiana Jones rolling rock sequence. That's pretty.
Yeah, that's true. Other iconography.
I would say the Death Star run in Star Wars 4 again.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's got to be
probably something from Stanley Kubrick.
The Scorsese hallway shot. Probably the Kubrick But anyway, now I'm getting ahead of myself. So the point is, they took it's okay. We'll just call it top 10 because I don't want to rank every single
we're
cinema
getting
shot
way
in
off
history.
track
This
here.
isn't an AFL thing, and this is off track. Welcome to the podcast. So they take
Must be your first
Third
time.
Rail Derailed.
Third Rail Derailed. That would be like the spin-off podcast where I just never stay on topic.
If we ever make a spin-off podcast, I'm just going to die.
The Third Rail podcast is just like you and Celeste.
Third Rail is
Or instead of it's just like me losing my fucking mind about everything. It's like you having measured takes, really think the economy, it's a little iffy right now. International trade, it's kind of complicated. Totally understand why people don't necessarily know for sure if the economy's good. Maybe it's bad. There are different metrics you can look at. They'll tell you different things. Whereas, the economy doesn't fucking matter!
Because we're all going to die.
Because we're gonna die!
I mean, you're not wrong.
So, the tale in 2 podcasts, the Third Rail and the Third Rail Derailed. They took the most iconic shot, one of the most iconic shots ever, and after copying 80% of the fucking movie, it's like, first of all, James Earl Jones re-records the fucking thing.
Uh-huh.
Why? They didn't change the dialogue. They just had him re-record it, but worse, because he's old. So it was like, remember who you are. And they do it, and you look up and it's just a fucking cloud. It's just like a bad... Like, it's the sort of shitty thing that would be like a parody opener to like a YouTube video essay, where they're like recreating a shitty version of some famous moment to like, and then like retooling it to like match the theme of whatever they're talking about. But it's shitty on purpose in like a charming way, where this is shitty, but it's supposed to be legit. Like, it's supposed to be recreating it and hitting you in the... How did this movie make $1.5 billion? How did anyone see that? And then they were like, yeah!
Well, the thing
remember who you are.
So here's the... You want to know, Mason?
You remember when I was talking about The Last Jedi?
You want to know? You want to know why it made $1.5 billion? Because it was called The fucking Lion King.
Yeah, but again, like, if it's 1.5, people have to see it again. Once you get to like 1.2, 1.3, that's as far as nostalgia can take you. People have seen this more than once.
It's because people are, I don't know, people have bad taste in movies. Suicide Squad made money.
Let's not go down that track. I'll stop you there.
Yeah, we're not.
Simba, the lion who can climb anything, unlike his father who dies.
Shit.
What was it getting at? The Last Jedi.
Yeah, you were doing something.
I was explaining how The Last Jedi was successful. It made a lot of money.
Yes.
But because, you know, Disney execs are a bunch of fucking clowns, what they're going to do is they're going to make the most pandering bullshit ever. And they're going to be like, we're going to win them back, baby. Because that's who they care about. Joanne and Cletus, they know they have them. And they're just like, we just got to pander. That's what this fucking Palpatine thing is.
And I mean, that's going to happen for pretty much any big budget movie from here till the end of time. Because it doesn't matter about making new things, because when Disney makes a movie, people are going to go see it. And then, you know, you just got to pander enough to get everybody else. Like, it's all about safe takes now and safe properties, you know?
Just tweeting about how great the women's World Cup team is. Just tweeting and being like, man, I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican. If you're on the Epstein plane, I hope you go to fucking jail.
Also a lukewarm take.
That's our society. That and just like, doesn't fucking matter how much bad behavior you do if you're a white guy, because no one will call you out for it. I'm gonna go commit some rape now.
Actually, this is
Joel
really
Bendover.
interesting. No, fuck you. This is a really interesting thing that I maybe it's a bad analogy, but Marvel Cinematic Universe films leading up to, I'd say, post Avengers and prior to Endgame, are the virtue signaling of the cinema world.
What do you mean?
They're mostly empty gestures designed to get attention.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. That's my take.
I mean, yeah, and the thing about those...
It's not even hot. But
every Marvel movie until fucking Black Panther is about an entitled white douchebag learning to be less aggressively douchebaggy.
Yeah, just... White guy learns to not be an asshole a little bit.
There's a little bit.
I mean...
But because the Marvel machine must go on for eternity, except for Captain America, because he's already a good boy.
I mean, Iron Man was like the formula. Thor is the Lion King, but with humans.
Right, because Thor ultimately, like... Thor isn't, like, funny until the third one, because he's kind of a self-serious guy. Which is fine. I'm not like dissing Thor around it being funny. It's okay. Not every fucking character, Marvel, has to tell a little jokey joke after murdering 30 civilians.
Hulk, I mean, the original Hulk movie is literally about a guy trying to control his inner asshole. Captain America, I mean, I guess he's the goody two shoes guy.
What's Captain America's arc?
Does he even have a character arc other than like
steroids?
Steroids to do good person things better. Might makes right, bitches.
Got some fucking steroids.
I mean, he had a real shot at an arc in Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier would have been better if Hydra wasn't there. If it was literally just S.H.I.E.L.D. being surveillance state-ish, and then Cap had to make a decision about, do I trust the state, or do I defend the American people?
Yeah.
That would have been good. That would have been interesting. And it would have, actually asked questions and tried to answer them.
Guardians of the Galaxy douchey white guy. Still a douchebag by Infinity War, because then he's like, fuck it.
Yeah, Chris Pratt's character, Peter Quill, is a selfish asshole pretty much in every movie.
Same thing with Iron Man until Endgame. He finally is like, I'm an adult. I'm going to have a child.
No, well,
only telling one
Tony
joke
is
per minute,
Tony was a self-sacrificing idiot in Avengers. Then he tried to play God in Avengers 2. And then in Infinity War, he was like, I'm still an asshole. And
I don't even think he was self-sacrificing. Like he was just like, I'm going to take this missile and we're going to win. And then
he literally drove the missile into space without expecting it to return. The only reason he made it back is because he fell back in. Oh my fucking god!
Is that coming from the car?
No, it's coming from one of those Viking things.
Oh. This is staying in, by the way.
Yeah, I don't mind the slow cruising of the bicycle trolley, blaring music. Thank you, Usher. Alright.
Want to hear my Usher hot take?
What's your Usher hot take? That he's black Justin Bieber? Actually, no. Justin Bieber is white Usher because Usher came first.
That's how he got discovered, actually.
Justin, people say that, but
I don't actually know if it's true because I don't care about Usher.
Biebs it's not sexual.
No,
Justin Bieber doesn't fuck.
No, he's just an asshole.
Whereas
Usher definitely fucks.
Usher fucks
because he's black.
He's like Kylo Ren
and Rey.
Yeah, he fucks.
Reylo.
He's like, yeah.
Get low.
And the yeah is all the noises he makes during sex.
What? Okay.
See, LMFAO is a band that does not fuck, actually. There's nothing sexual. It's definitely LMFAO has a generic... Actually, I guess that's Lil Jon that does the yeah thing, but really, everyone knows him from the LMFAO tracks, in a party right here tonight. But anyway, LMFAO, they talk about boobies and stuff, but they don't actually fuck, right? And then section, there's nothing that turns you on about LMFAO. It's just let's just drink until I black out. Whereas Usher fucks.
Yes.
Akon fucks.
Are we getting into all the major 2000s artists and just saying if they
Kesha
fuck or
does
not?
Fuck.
She wakes up feeling like P. Diddy. Does P. Diddy fuck, or does he just, do P. Diddy things?
God, P. Diddy's a good one. He tries real hard, but I don't know if he knows how to. P. Diddy's he's an alien. P. Diddy is the Tommy Wiseau of rap.
What?
Everything you need to know about P. Diddy can be done in the Led Zeppelin Kashmir cover he did for the Godzilla movie.
Fucking what?
It's fucking wild. Type in P. Diddy. We're gonna pause the video. By pausing, I'm gonna keep it running.
No.
Get your phone.
You're not. Why are you making me listen to this?
We're just gonna play it on the loudspeaker.
Hey, give me a second to make sure my headphones are off.
I'll probably edit
all of it though.
No, here's the other crazy thing. It's 10 minutes long.
It's 10 minutes.
Kashmir, the song in real life was 2 minutes long. It's real short. It's just da 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 da.
That wasn't P. Diddy.
Did he just go by a different name? I know Puff is in it. He
Puff
might have been doing Puff or Diddy or whatever.
Puff Daddy, come with me.
Yeah, Puff Daddy is P. Diddy, Celeste. He's gone by 10 names.
I don't fucking know shit.
I don't fucking care what this is.
Okay,
The VMAs are happening, guys.
This is mesmerizing. I'm gonna have to trim this part of the podcast, but it doesn't matter. This is Celeste. You got to look over his shoulder and watch the video. It's not the same experience without the video. Wait till it kicks in. This is honestly, you just gotta watch the whole thing. Just watch through the first. Watch it through the first chorus.
Yeah, that's P Diddy.
Yeah. So here, you think? So you're watching this. You think P Diddy fucks? Wait. Look how he kisses.
So far, as of now, dozens of people are reported killed, thousands of others injured. Civil defense stations are being set up throughout the island of Manhattan.
Since the World Trade Center bombing, hundreds of thousands of people have jammed the streets.
The world. There's a wild moment.
Of this city, and many people are not happy.
Wait for it. You just gotta give it a moment. There's Godzilla.
See, Mason, I need you to cut that part from the video. Just trim it, and then use that for the fucking musical underlay for Twitter's Not Real Life. You're fucking cackling over that music.
What's that flow? He's doing like the Migos flow, but slow.
Just fucking no.
And then he goes, "Come with me." Da 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 da. Isn't P. Diddy? P. Diddy's like Jay-Z is like sort of the epitome of like just cool and chill. He wants to be Jay-Z, but he's too much of like an egomaniacal alien.
So he's Tommy Wiseau.
P. Diddy is the Tommy Wiseau of rap.
So what I'm hearing is he thinks he fucks, but he just sticks his dick in your belly button.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh god.
She's like, how do I get it hard?
Two Tommy Wiseau fucking connoisseurs here.
How he gets it hard is like he watches the Teletubbies.
Holy shit.
P. Diddy doesn't understand it. Let me tell you, I gotta tell you like 10 P. Diddy stories. P. Diddy famously, so there are all these stories about like him like getting sued for stuff because he's like also like kind of a sociopath. Much in like how like 50 Cent is famously a sociopath.
50 Cent got shot 7 times because he's a troll.
Yeah. He got shot 50. Oh, this will work. So 50 Cent. This is awesome. Everyone thinks I'm gay now.
That's because you are gay.
Well, yeah, that's true. But so P. Diddy, like, he was like one of his chefs sued him for harassment because he made the chef feed him while he was having sex.
What?
Like he just he did a George Costanza, but like unironically. He was just like, "Get me some hors d'oeuvres." He's like mid pump, and he's just like, "Need hors d'oeuvres so I can keep going." And then he would like spray the chef with water if he didn't like the food.
Like a cat?
yeah.
What the fuck?
What the shit?
He had like a glass water. He had like a water for like hydrating during sex, which okay, weird flex, but okay, that's healthy. But then he would like splash the manservant with water if he didn't like the hors d'oeuvres.
Just end my life.
P. Diddy spent like 10 minutes at the Met. Like when he showed up to the Met Gala, he was convinced that Selena Gomez was his valet driver. And he spent like 20 minutes arguing with her. He's like, "Bitch, get in the car. You're my valet driver."
With Selena Gomez?
Yeah.
Who at this point,
at this point is like super. This is like
she's big enough right now.
Like probably probably peak of her powers. He's like 09, 010.
Maximum power level.
09, 010.
No one knows if Puff Daddy was trolling or if he legitimately is just like so out of touch with reality he didn't know who she was.
Tommy Wiseau is an alien. Tommy Wiseau is P. Diddy is an alien.
P. Diddy is just actually Tommy Wiseau.
P. Diddy is black Tommy Wiseau.
Oh,
P.
hi,
Diddy
Lars.
famously tried to pay for like a $500 restaurant bill in ones.
What?
Yeah, just to prove he could. He had like one of his butlers go into the car, bring out like a giant stack of ones. It was a lot more than 500 actually. And then when he got mad, he just started throwing the money at the waiter when they told him they couldn't take it all in ones. It was like 4 digits. So yeah, P. Diddy is like, yeah, he's an alien. He does not fuck. Other mid-2000s stars. Taylor Swift does not fuck.
No, she's too...
Taylor Swift doesn't even, like, think about fucking. P. Diddy thinks about fucking. Taylor Swift has never had a dude. She's a virgin. She's never had sex before.
Tay the Virgin. Okay.
The only thing she's gotten is, like, a really mild butt job.
Rim job, you mean? You
No. I mean, like, they put, like, they have the surgery. You don't have, like, a boob job where they make your boobs bigger. They have a butt version of it now.
Well, yeah, okay.
So I didn't mean, like, anal, like you spend 24 hours preparing in a hot bathtub for.
Jesus Christ.
I meant, like actual, like, butt enhancements.
I think
Okay.
if you're in a hot bathtub for 24 hours, you might actually just die.
Well, you won't die, but it's not good for you.
Well, apparently it is if you're going to have anal.
Okay.
I mean, sex is not healthy in general.
So we got way off track.
Bad on the hips. What was I even talking about? Jesus Christ.
We got distracted by Usher driving by.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
I heard
boy.
Usher.
Were we talking about Lion King?
No,
Yeah.
we kind of moved on.
We moved on from...
We
we were talking about how The Last Jedi made a ton of money. Everybody's seen it.
So my point is, I guess, to conclude The Last Jedi, and then we'll move on to the next thing. My point about The Last Jedi is pretty much everyone liked it except for a bunch of fucking nerds on nerd Twitter, which, to my point, Twitter is not real life. But because Disney thinks Twitter is real life,
Disney's
it's probably
going
not
to
going to be
pander,
good.
son.
But, I'm still going to buy the ticket. So
Fuck
what
it,
it
we'll
is.
do it live.
Ultimately, what I think doesn't matter.
Either
because-
we watch Star Wars or we watch Star Wars and we watch Cats, and one of those is going to be good. Yes,
That would be a pretty wild podcast. Oh, and also, so this actually gets to topic number 2. This will be a good segue.
Oh god.
There are now 3 movies that come out on my birthday.
Oh yeah, that's right. What's the other one? I can't remember.
Gotta let me build up. You've got Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
I'm guaranteed to watch.
Yeah.
Guaranteed to watch. Doesn't matter how bad it is. I'm there opening day. Whatever. We
Yeah.
all
It's how we roll, baby.
like. I'm not gonna protest a movie for being bad when I thought the last movie was fucking awesome. It was the best movie ever made. But I'll give it a chance. And like I said, JJ is a guy. Surprise me, JJ. Prove me wrong. I'm happy to be proven wrong.
Okay.
And part of this too is I'm just setting my my expectations low, so that if it does work out, pleasantly surprised. Hey, that's the first time I've ever seen anyone use the rental bikes before.
Huh.
I've never seen anyone actually use those rental bikes that are
That's
all
so
around
fucking
town.
weird. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's like a quarter thing.
Yeah,
or you
I
can
know.
use a card.
I know what they are. I've just never seen it.
That's awesome. Glad people are using them.
Nice.
Anyway,
Last
we can cut
Jedi.
Then you have
Star
Cats.
Wars. Cats. We need to see Cats because it's weird.
Okay, let me tell you about Cats. Cats is a musical
For perverts.
about cats.
Yes. Thank you.
The people are the cats. Cats single-handedly created a generation of furries, much like the Robin Hood Disney movie created the previous
Fox
generation
Robin,
of movies.
Fox Robin Hood, Lola Rabbit, or Lola Bunny.
Lola Bunny. Well, actually, because Lola Rabbit is the
No, that's
tune-
that's Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, because you got Jessica Rabbit who fucks.
No, what about? Well, yeah, Jessica Rabbit fucks so hard, but I'm thinking like
She fucks like a
so
bunny.
I'm thinking Natalie Dormer, but in rabbit form. Lola.
Lola Bunny is from Space Jam.
Yes, from Space.
Does
Jam.
not fuck, but also created a lot of furries.
Yep.
And you have cats. the humans are in leotards and cat, and what they did in the movie is they're kind of like the cats in Cats, the musical.
Yes, thank you.
But they have
literal
digital fur technology.
Deep
And they've created these sort of fucking. I can't. It's not even Uncanny Valley, because the point about Uncanny Valley is like it's supposed to be like the closer you get to human without achieving it, the weirder it gets. This is just a fucking monstrosity.
Yes, but it's hilariously awesome.
They have human hands. The tail is like the butthole. It's like where the butthole should be on a person. That's where the tail comes from on these.
The butthole is under the tail. Have you ever seen a cat?
I've never seen a cat person.
Well, I mean, I'm sure the idea is the tail is supposed to come off of the spinal column.
Right, but it doesn't. That's the thing. It comes out of the asshole in the human cat design. So either their actual butthole is either like on the lower back where you would like give someone a massage, or it's like it's like really crowded in those cheeks.
Oh my fucking god.
Where's the vag on like the girl cat? I guess actually that doesn't matter.
Why are we what?
We can cut that. And then they have people noses, but the rest of their face are cat faces.
Yep.
And their faces are painted, but the fur is photo real with digital fur. So that's, and then they're singing, it's like, love is in the air. I actually don't know any of the cat songs, so I just made one up. But that'd be like what a cat song sounds like. That's Cats. And then you have, to top it off, we're going to have Bombshell.
Oh yeah, the Fox News show.
Oh no.
The Fox
They're making
News
a movie.
What's this about again?
About the girl, about 3 women who were allegedly, and by allegedly I mean that Roger Ailes sexually harassed them.
Roger Ailes?
Yeah, Roger Ailes is the...
Oh, I thought this might be a Bill O'Reilly.
No, this is the Roger Ailes one. I know it's tough to keep your fucking, sexual predators separated at that station, but this is the Roger Ailes one. So let's break it down. First of all, Showtime already did a Roger Ailes thing about sexual harassment. So the gimmick on this one is it's supposed to focus, like the Showtime one was like basically like learning about Roger Ailes as a person. It's kind of like Vice, but not funny. And also is a TV show, not a movie. Whereas this one is like, no, this is about the women. This would be women empowerment.
Which is really funny because it's about 3 people who are probably...
It's about 3 people who have done more to regress, to retract. What's the word? To like undo women's rights.
Hinder.
What's the opposite of... Well, it's not that they hindered it. They rolled it backwards.
Hinder,
Reverse.
harm, reverse, regress.
Regress. They've done more to regress feminism in the last 50 years than any rapist on Earth, except for Roger Ailes. Ironically. And we're going to be like, yeah, they're together. The fucking trailer. So they're all there, they go into this elevator and they share this meaningful glance. They look at each other and then they leave. And that's the whole trailer. What is supposed to be, it's supposed to be their silent communicators like, yeah, I know, but yeah, we're going to get them. # girl power. But here's the problem. They fucking are trying to legalize abortion.
What?
The women.
They're trying to legalize abortion.
Illegalize.
Oh, okay.
Illegal.
Okay.
What's the better word for that? Ban? Prosecute?
No, criminalize.
Criminalize. Thank you. They're trying to criminalize abortion. So, and guess what? A fetus isn't... There are scientific definitions to what a life is and what a life isn't. And by absolutely no definition does a fetus constitute what a life is up until the moment it's born. Sorry, that's what science says. You can't argue with science. Facts don't care about your feelings, Ben Shapiro.
Well, I mean, even if...
And they're going to be like, yeah, girl power, we beat it. We got Roger Ailes out of our network, and now we can practice some good old journalism. Let me tell you about the journalism that they've practiced. All right. Megyn Kelly went on MSNBC to come up with the most hellscape neoliberal bullshit show in which she got kicked off of for being like, hey, you know what? I remember when we could do blackface for Halloween. That was awesome. But PC culture is ruining my right to do blackface. What sort of fucking regressive loser ideology bumfuck is like the person who's still sticking up for blackface and is like, nah, that's not racist. That's the closest thing you can do to like saying like, yeah, let's say the N-word on national television. That's like literally the only, that the N-word on television being like, no, the N-word isn't racist. That's the only thing you can do that's like more overt than that fucking shit. That's Megyn Kelly, and we're like, nah, feminist icon. Now I'm gonna tell you about Nicole Kidman's character. Now, unlike Nicole Kidman in the movie, they didn't reuse the fucking wig from Fan Four Stick and give it a haircut. But she's on there, and she's like, you know what's a form of violence? Fucking stopping traffic is a form of terrorism for, like, the Wall Street March. She called Mr. Rogers, like, a threat to society, one of the most dangerous people on Earth. Because he's fucking like, I don't even remember what Rogers did to piss off Fox News. But she was on the Fox and Friends episode, which they famously and rightfully got fucking obliterated for being like, yeah, you know, Mr. Rogers is a threat to this country. And they rightfully got absolutely fucking obliterated for that atrocious shit. That's her. And I don't even know, because no one knows who the third person is. I'm not even sure she's an on-air personality. I meant to do the research for this, but I don't. I just assume she's also a bad person. But my point is, we're going at least at best 1 for 3. So 33%. That's an F. We've all gone to college. It's an F even on a GPA scale.
Yup. Let's do this.
Time to glamorize some awful people because they had a bad thing. And to be clear, no one deserves to be sexually harassed. Except for David Koch, who's hopefully sucking cocks in hell. But most people don't deserve to be, like, they don't deserve to be harassed at the office, in the workplace. But they're still adults with agency.
John Lithgow is playing fucking Roger Ailes.
Yeah. And
Kate McKinnon's in there. Margot Robbie is playing somebody by the name of Caleb Pospisil. Pospisil? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's Czech, I think. Who is...
Isn't she also like an amalgam of several people?
Which is coincidentally, no, that's not
like
it.
I think she's mainly based on one person, but it's also like one of those biopic things where they're not doing like they're reordering events to make it more cinematic. Which, and here's the other thing about fucking Bombshell. This shit all happened like 6 years ago. Not even 6 years ago. It was like 3 years. When did the Roger Ailes stuff happen?
I don't fucking know, man.
It was less than 6 years ago.
I thought all that shit was not John.
Bill O'Reilly stuff happened.
Bill
first.
O'Reilly.
It was like right after Bill O'Reilly.
Oh.
This was one of like the real big meat. This was right around the same time like the Les Moonves shit dropped. Les Moonves is still like the CEO of CBS because no one gives a shit.
I'm not finding anything on this person.
Okay, whatever. That's what I mean. I don't think it's a real person. I think it's like an amalgam.
Malcolm McDowell is playing Rupert Murdoch. Holy shit.
Just do me a favor.
Spencer Garrett. Who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this guy? He's gonna play my boy.
Who's your boy, Bill?
No, Sean Hannity.
Oh.
Sean Hannity.
I'm glad that... Why is Sean
This
Hannity
guy's
in
playing
the movie?
Sean Hannity.
Why is he in the movie?
I don't fucking know. He's on Fox News.
I suppose. I didn't realize Sean Hannity. Maybe he was in on the cover-up. What, you think like those fucking parasites are gonna give a shit?
No, they're not.
Are you gonna shame them into firing Sean Hannity? They'll build a fucking wall around them. They're like the only people who stand harder than Sean Hannity fans are fucking Beyonce fans.
Oof.
They're like, Sean Hannity, you slay, we slay, we slay, slay the Mexicans, slay the Mexicans. That's the Fox News version of Formation, ladies and gentlemen. God,
Jay Roach, what have you done?
That's Bombshell. Bombshell is, it's gonna be awesome. They're gonna rearrange things so make the women look better, even though again, they're fucking racist sociopaths who are adults who can make decisions. And keep in mind, this isn't like Megyn Kelly joined in the 1980s and like, this isn't true. She's not like Chris fucking Wallace, who joined in like 1984. And it's like, oh, a news network with an alternative view. This is intriguing. No, the dumb bitch knew that like it's fucking Bush propaganda, and she's like, yeah, this shit's awesome. Blackface, blue. These women aren't like Chris Wallace who like have this bullshit veneer of respectability and like real journalism. They're talking heads. They're talking heads that promote fascism. That's what they are. They're gonna burn in hell and die alone and ugly and old. Soon as the plastic surgery wears off, no one will care or give a shit about them ever again. But because we fetishize the idea of like beautiful women being empowered in these sort of shallow fake ways, this fucking movie's gonna make $1 billion goddamn dollars. And all these fucking Herbs and Karens are just gonna be like, there is good in the world. See, this is why we gotta team up with Megyn Kelly. Get her back on MSNBC.
What? Why?
Because Herb and Karen are gonna see this fucking movie, and they're gonna be like, oh, you know who's like a real reasonable concern? But if Megyn Kelly, the person who thinks that like blackface is a great Halloween costume. Literally the most racist shit you can do other than say the N-word. With the hard R. It's like in between the soft A and the hard R.
Oh, God. This movie's
It's
gonna
like
be insane.
it's like slightly more racist than like boy.
Boy. I mean, boy doesn't, like, you need contextual information for boy to be racist. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah. But y'all know what I mean. Everyone knows what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyways, I can tell you right now, the birthday pod is going to be like 8 hours long.
I'm going to
I'm
die.
going to talk cats.
It's just gonna be 24-hour fucking live podcast.
We'll have to take the next day off.
Just
work,
live
too.
stream.
Yeah.
Just live stream it and then just release the VOD. Okay, all right.
That's Bombshell. All right.
Moving on, please.
I'm just going to do the Trump thing. We don't even have to. Do you have a lot of thoughts about the Amazon rainforest burning?
I think that Bolsonaro needs to be shot. I think that a major talking point for the upcoming United States election needs to be climate change mitigation and how we're going to be dealing with other nations and policing them, because that's the only way anything meaningful is going to happen. So that needs to be a talking point, or it's not going to matter.
What are we going to do? Invade them?
Yes.
It's going to create more pollution than the...
Yeah,
that's
true.
the problem.
That's
is
the
like
problem.
military action inherently, and even like sanctions create pollution, because then you force countries to use unsafe food production practices that are more polluting than like imports.
Yeah. So like, basically, Bolsonaro needs to be shot.
Ultimately, if the Brazilian people decide they don't give a shit about global warming,
we all die.
That's the issue. Is like
20% of our oxygen supply comes from the Amazon rainforest. 20%.
Yeah, we're fucked. We're fucked. There's literally nothing, like, at this point, even if all emissions stop tomorrow, most climate models say we're fucked anyway, because the ice melting and releasing CO2 on its own is cyclical enough to kill us all.
Yeah. So
we're just deciding how fucked we're hard and how quickly.
Yep.
It's like you go to the Eyes Wide Shut party. You can have a 3-way in the corner, or you can get pegged by like 30 fucking guys in masks. It's like going to the Eyes Wide Shut orgy. You're gonna get fucked. At this point, you're choosing how.
Yep. So that's pretty much my opinion. The only other major issue that I have is the fact that this is something that the Brazilian government tried to hide.
There's a surprise.
Yeah, like I don't fucking know. Like it just pisses me off.
I mean,
there's no,
at least even the Brazilian borderline. I mean, really, it's a fascist government, but even the fascist Brazilian government is like, yeah, global warming's a wheel. You have to pretend not to be polluting. Whereas we are the only motherfuckers dumb enough to be like, nah, global warming
doesn't
fake.
real.
Even like Kim Jong-un's concerned about global warming.
Kim Jong Potato.
Actually, I don't think Kim Jong-un has a lot of strong climate stances, to be honest.
I don't think that Kim Jong-un has a lot of strong stances.
I think he's more concerned about Dennis Rodman's basketball career.
He's
like, Dennis, come out of retirement. I think the Bulls need to. You could get him another 5 wins.
Yeah, no. There's not a lot of Brazil takes that I have that are like news, I guess. Like it's just basically the same shit everybody else has been saying.
Yeah,
we gotta stop it, or we're going to die.
We're gonna die.
And I'll die first because I'm asthmatic.
And the thing is, it's gonna be slow and painful.
Yep. I'd rather just shoot myself.
Every little disaster is just gonna creep up until eventually agriculture is completely unfucking sustainable. Because what happens when the temperate climate zone moves upwards is it moves away from fertile soil to infertile soil, and then there's no fucking way to produce our food while we're also losing tons of food from natural disasters that are increasing at an alarming rate, and then we're all gonna fucking starve.
Yep.
And we'll starve first, and the rich people will make their fucking satellite ISS station out of fucking Elysium, and they're gonna farm our fucking corpses. And people, like, dumbass people, I can't believe I have a rant for this. Dumbass people are like, oh, well, at least everyone... No! The rich people aren't gonna... That's the thing. That's the thing. People are always like, you know what, don't worry, because at the end of the day, all these rich assholes are gonna suffer. No, they won't! The two main things that climate change does, it's going to kill most of us, is it's going to make 20% of the earth uninhabitable by flooding the shores, and it's going to make food cost $1 bazillion fucking dollars. You can still make food, you'll just have to be rich to be able to eat. Global warming's a good thing if you're a billionaire. That's the thing, because it makes every single piece of real estate more valuable. Every non-flood piece of real estate, like, quintuples in value. And then if you're Monsanto and you control the leftover food supply, you could charge like $1 million a fucking bushel.
So what I'm hearing is that in order to make this not a rich people's rich people,
we just have.
Yeah, like that's the only option. Is like
either you give up your money or we're gonna.
Yeah, it's the what's my rule? It's every civilized nation is 9 meals away from rebellion.
But it won't matter. Because the population population growth being an issue, like it's concern trolling by people who want to racial, genocide. But it'll become an issue. Even if we wait until agriculture is no longer sustainable, then there will only be enough food for 5 million people.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many of them we wipe out then.
Oh God. We're all
and people will be like, well, Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and whoever donate a lot of money to charity, have donated, 150% of their net, whatever, Like, yes, they have, but unfortunately, like, guess what? If they don't give up all their fucking money, we're going to die. Again, we're all fucked. It's just a matter of which part of the Eyes Wide Shut party we're going to. Do you want a three-way in the corner, or do you want, like, 30 Dick Bukake, like, with all the black masks? You want a guy in a crow mask coming in your nose hole?
Oh, God.
All right. And finally, if you thought that was spicy, wait till you get to this. So Donald Trump, he did a good thing. And unfortunately, because it's Donald Trump, this good thing is also a reflection of a bad thing. It's not a bad thing in and of itself. So what he did is federal student loans, and I am a federal student loan expert. I am a professional at federal student loans. So I assure you, I know what I'm talking about. This is what I do for a living.
Yup.
So federal student loans, if you are verified disabled, unable to work in a full-time capacity due to your physical health, they are supposed to get discharged, meaning you don't pay them back. Now, the problem is that there's an application for this, and that if you are physically handicapped in some capacity, that makes, unless you are privileged enough to have a caretaker, that makes apply, or if it's some kind of physical incapacity that doesn't, like, you know, like if you're like mobily disabled, for example, can't walk, like, well, actually, you probably then at that point aren't even eligible to get a discharge, because that you can still work as someone in a wheelchair. But like, if you have like severe back problems, you probably can, and you're like young enough to understand technology. Yeah. You can probably successfully apply for disability for your student loans. But like most fucking disabled people have the hardest fucking time. And what they do is they keep doing the paperwork and fucking it up because, again, they're disabled and it's really hard. Like it's paperwork that's like not easy. And then they make you go to your doctor. First of all, poor people can't afford a doctor's appointment because we live in a fucking hellscape where healthcare is not a human right. First of all, you gotta shell out the fucking money. If you're an old person, you gotta shell out the money for mail or a fax because you don't know how to use a computer. Or you can't afford internet because you're disabled and you live on a budget of like $200 a month. So it literally costs you fucking money to get your loans that you're supposed to be, you know, fucking entitled to in this goddamn country. It's like you haven't been fucked hard enough in the ass by the interest that accumulated while you were in fucking school. So you're not taking, like, the federal government tells you you're taking out a $10,000 loan. You're not. If you go to school for 4 years and 2/3 of your loans, that's usually about how much of people's undergrad loans are unsubsidized. That means they accumulate interest while you're in school. You're really taking out like a $14,000 loan. So they're already fucking you up front. And then if you can't work, you got to take your meager funds, get a fucking doctor's appointment. At the doctor's appointment, you better fucking hope your doctor fills it out right the first time, because most doctors don't. So then you have to go again and have them redo it. Well, guess what? If you get approved for Social Security disability, which is then, or 100% certified disabled by the Veterans Affairs, that makes that process quite a bit easier, because there are fewer ways that people can fuck up. I think you still need I don't work in disability department, so if anything I said is like slightly to moderately wrong, let me know. But basically, if you get approved for Social Security disability, which, by the way, if you're married, you cannot do. You cannot get Social Security disability if you are a married person in the United States of America. Because at that point, your spouse becomes your caretaker, which makes you ineligible for disability benefits.
Yep.
Which is absolutely, again, like, you know, we already agreed that fucking everyone should have the right to get, I mean, you know, you could go blah, 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 marriage is an outdated concept, whatever. Like, we already agree, like, marriage is a universal right. All right, we had this fight 5 years ago, and yet somehow disabled people in this fucking country are essentially cannot get married.
They're discouraged from getting married via the disability.
Basically, unless you're marrying someone wealthy enough to where the disability benefits doesn't really. And with the fucking hellscape this country is,
That's not possible.
that's most people. Like, basically, unless you're, a doctor, someone's making like 6 figures, like the spouse, the one who's working,
Yeah.
unless you're in the kind of household that would probably be single income, stay-at-home parent anyway, you're not getting married.
Which means that if you're upper middle class or higher or disabled, then it doesn't fucking matter because you're able to pay your student loans anyway. And if you're anywhere below that, then you can't fucking fix it.
And God forbid if you get a graduate degree.
God
fucking forbid.
So I work with graduate students. And right now, graduate students at they don't take out student loans because they're paid in assistantships here. However, they aren't paid great at all. And if you're disabled, then it's even harder. So typically graduate students require. There's 2 ways you can support a graduate student when they join your program. They can be on a teaching assistantship, where they teach an undergraduate course, because apparently graduate students are the most qualified to do that because universities don't want to pay professors anymore anyway. Or they get a research assistantship, which is their advisor, their faculty advisor, pays for their funding. So they pay them money to work in a lab or out in the field or do literary research, whatever the fuck, through federal grants. So, for instance, if you're a biological sciences student, you get paid by your advisor, your boss in this case, gets paid by the National Science Foundation X amount of money, and you get a stipend out of that to live. And then you get tuition remission because of that. However, if you are disabled, and you cannot teach, or if you feel like you cannot teach capably because, you're wheelchair bound and you can barely move your fucking arms, let alone manage a classroom of idiot freshmen fresh out of high school from bumfuck nowhere. So you can't teach, or if you can't maneuver around in a research lab, actually that's the whole point, is you have to get an RA-ship. You have to get a research assistantship for your desired professor, or you are stuck paying full-blown tuition in a graduate degree. Which means if you're a disabled graduate student, you're also fucked.
Yeah, which guess what? So these fucking conservatives and neoliberals, they're obsessed I gotta make your own way. Well, if you're physically disabled, one of the only viable ways to make your own way is to get a graduate degree, where if you have a graduate level degree, then because your skill set is rare enough, then your mobility is no longer a major concern.
Yeah, it's about your expertise.
But guess what? You can't do that if you're fucking disabled, because then you can't teach.
And you're fucking poor, you're in debt, etc., etc., etc.
And congratulations. Now you're in the treadmill, because that's what America's designed. Every student loans are indentured servitude. That's what they are. But we'll get to that in a moment. I want to explain what Donald did. So what he did, good for him, is that he, by executive order, basically said that all 100% certified disabled veterans that are disabled by the VA get their loans automatically discharged. So you don't apply for it anymore. If you get 100% disability certification, they just wipe out your loan.
Okay, so this is something that I'm curious about. Maybe you've done a little bit more research than I have on this. So is there, tiers of disability for the VA?
Yeah, so they have percentages. I think it's just 20, 40, 60, 80, 100.
So, did he only basically expunge student debt for people who can't quadriplegics?
Basically, it's not quite that severe. You have to be. But yes, it's that was basically the point I was getting to, was that you have to be basically at a point where you're physically incapable of doing the application to qualify to begin with. Through the VA. Now, you can still do the doctor's version of the application, that fucking hellhole I just explained. So if you're not 100% disabled,
Spend that money, man.
then you can still go through the doctor's method, or like if you get approved for Social Security disability, say if you live in a blue state where that's actually possible, then you can, if you get approved for SSI, that one you still have to like verify it. There's a whole process where, so being 100% disabled, that's the only like easy way to get to get your disability.
Be 100% disabled
Veteran, yeah, by the VA. So like if you're like so if you're like I think like spouse and children of veterans can also go to the VA.
You have to have access to AAAS.
Yeah, so basically like unless you're a veteran or immediate family member, you're not going to get that.
Yep.
And also again because they're tiers, so if they say you're 80% disabled, they're basically you're not eligible. You're not eligible for the disability discharge unless you do option 1 where you have this doctor fill it out, and you are not going to get your loans automatically discharged by Donald Trump. So that's the first thing right there. Big caveat, a lot of people are calling the company that I work for. You can research it, figure out which company I work for pretty quickly. A lot of people call a company I work for and like, oh yeah, Trump did a thing. They're getting rid of my loan. Now, I don't work in disability, so luckily for me, I don't have to explain this to a lot of people. I just send them over to that department. But willing to bet a lot of people in that we're calling in are not actually getting their loans disabled. So, sucks to be you.
Yep.
Now, even that in itself is still a little bit of a good thing, because then the other fucking thing they do is that most people I talk to who are disabled don't fucking know that's a thing. Because they try to hide it in a mountain of goddamn paperwork. Let me explain how you get to the disability application on the student loans website. So you go to the main page. You have to log into your student loans account before you can get to any of the applications through the government website.
Yep.
Which means if you took out loans prior to about 2011, 2012, you probably don't have one. You probably did the old bullshit way that like you and I did when we were in school, where they gave you a code, you typed in the code, and then you did the FAFSA. So you don't actually have a FAFSA ID unless you've taken out loans since like after 2000, like, I don't know, it's like early mid 2010s basically. Or like people who would actually have already registered. But then people who don't register don't necessarily realize that they haven't registered and fuck around on the website. And a lot of people just give up because they can't even figure out how to log into the fucking thing. It's so goddamn archaic. And then if you do create the password, then they lock your account for 3 fucking days because they have to verify you through the Social Security office. They have to verify your identity. Yet if you're on they can verify your identity through Social Security. Yet if you're on Social Security disability, guess what? They can't verify that. You still have to apply for the fucking program. But then can I verify your identity? That's no problem. It takes 3 goddamn days. But guess what? If you're some, older person or even like a young person just uses computers a lot, you have no clue what's going on because they don't explain it very well. You probably think you just fucked up.
That's because student loans are a scam.
Student loans are indentured servitude, but we'll get to that. So, let's say you figure that out. Get into the account. Congratulations. Good luck finding the application, because that's not on the home page that you get when you log in. You have to go back. It took me like fucking 20 minutes to find this goddamn thing, and I'm a professional. This is what I do for a living, and I couldn't find it. I had to like Google our own shitty database to find out how to get it off that website. So then you have to go back to the home page rather than your profile page. You go down, there's like, you go to like all forms, and then you have to scroll, and then you have to go, and it's not under any of the normal forms. You have to go to other forms, and then you have to type in, there's like a search bar, and you have to type in total permanent disability. If you're missing one of those words, you're not going to find the fucking form. The other option is you can go to disabilitydischarge.com, or might be .gov. Again, I don't work in disability. You can call Nelnet and get a form if you enjoy the 30-minute fucking hold times. Because disability department never has enough people hired because it's such a hard job. Or you can navigate the disabilitydischarge.gov.
It's .com.
.com. CPD discharge. And I think you can find the application on our site too. But again, if you took out a student loan, there's no fucking way you're going to know that website exists. You're probably going to be snooping around on the studentloans.gov, but you think at the very least they would just redirect you to the disability discharge website, and then you could just get the form off there. But again, you have to literally search total permanent disability discharge onto Google to find the form. So if you already know the program exists, you're... So what Trump did, 100%. By the way, this motherfucker didn't do it for people who are on Social Security disability.
He did it explicitly for veterans.
Who, again, same deal. They have the technology. They could do it tomorrow. They already have... It's not even a technical problem like, let's say, healthcare.gov was, where they had to create new infrastructure. All the infrastructure is there. They literally use that infrastructure to make sure you are who you say you are when you apply for loans. So all they have to do is go to the same office and then just look up the database of people on SSI, and they could discharge or offer a discharge to everyone tomorrow. And here's the other fucked up thing about this. So this is automatic. It will happen. But here's the problem. Once you get a disability discharge, you cannot take out more loans, or they are ineligible to get discharged. So if you are a disabled veteran, and you're going to... But if you are a veteran, a 100% disabled veteran right now, and you are attending school,
you're fucked.
Half of your loans are going to get automatically fucking discharged within a couple of weeks here. This is a little, they may have, I don't want to go too much into that but I could easily see this happening. This may not be how it works. There may be a little bit more nuance. They might be working out the kinks and they might fix this part of it.
I fucking hope so, because otherwise they're fucked. Because basically the bottom line, if what I understand you're trying to say, is that if you're a disabled veteran going to school and you get your loans discharged, that means the next semester when you try to get more loans, you're fucked because they won't let you get them.
They'll let you take them out.
But they won't get discharged.
They just won't get discharged, ever.
Ever.
Have fun. You either gotta do a $0 payment plan for 20 years, and then all of your loan debt becomes taxable income. Taxable after you get your income forgiveness. This is how it works if you have like 40, 50,000 in debt and can't afford your interest because you live in like a fucking low income state.
End my life.
Or you don't like live with your parents for 20 years. Is that you sign up for an income plan. So if you got 50,000 in debt, let's say your average interest rates are about 4.5%, 5%. That means that you're paying about, doing it in my head real quick, so at 5% interest, 50,000 in debt, 500 would be 1 in a year, so times that by 5. It's $2,500 in interest a month. Or, I mean, in a year.
For what? How many years?
So $2,500 in a year. What's that divided by 12?
$2,500 in a year?
So $2,500 is how much interest you accrue in a year.
$208.
So $208 a month. So if basically how income plan works is you pay.
Hang on. Sorry, I don't do well when bugs land on me.
Oh, God bless. We can cut that. So $200 a month. Basically, how most income plan works, and there are a couple nuances to this, but you're paying a little bit under 10% of your income toward your student loans if you're on an income plan. So if $200 is 10% of your income, that means, and the larger your family size is, the less than 10% of your income it gets. It gets a little more complicated. But for now, we'll just assume you're a student, fresh out of school, haven't gotten married yet, haven't had kids. So $200 a month, that's going to be roughly a little bit less than 10% of your income. So if you take that 200 times 10, 2,000, you're paying about 2,000. So then if you're making about 24, then add 18. So if you're making 40,000 a year, you're paying about $200. 40,000 a year, that's actually considered, like in this country, unfortunately, 40,000 a year is like a decentish entry-level position for most fields, unless you're getting into like, Silicon Valley tech, if you're getting into like, medical field. And if you're getting in the medical field, God forbid, have fun with those fucking loans. But, there are a couple fields, like, that's easy, but like a lot of people, when you get in an entry-level position, so you're paying $200 a month. Let's say you do that for 5 years. Well, congratulations. You've still got a $50,000 loan because you haven't paid. And if you're paying less than $200 a month, then your loan is actually growing, which means your credit score, which the very fucking concept of a credit score. Like, people talk about, like, oh, China has, like, the social credit score in their country. What do you think a credit score is? It's the same shit. You can't get a house if you don't have a good credit score. You can't get a car unless you have a good credit score. Unless you want to have, like, a 25% interest. Wasn't that fun?
18.
18% interest. Well, and how much was your car?
12.
12,000?
Yeah.
So 12,000, 18% interest. You know what kind of horseshit is? You probably were going to pay, what, like 30,000 on that car?
Probably. I don't remember.
Over, like, 10 years?
5.
Yeah, so, like, okay, 5, so you're not, okay, that's actually a pretty aggressive term then. So, you're not actually paying, but, like, most people would probably do a $12,000 bill, they're probably doing a 10-year term. So, you're probably playing close to, like, 30-ish thousands.
That's $2,000
how much I paid.
each year. Or I don't know how
an amortization for it, because you have to use calculus, actually, to do that, but that'll be less every year, because you amortize it.
Yeah.
So, how much did you say it was in a year that you're paying in interest?
Looks like it's $2,000.
So 2,000, real rough and dirty way you can do that then is you can take the 2,000 times 10, that's 20,000, take about half of that. That's a real rough and dirty way to do a 10-year amortization. It's a little bit more than half because she's on such a high interest rate. So you're going to pay probably on a 10-year term, you're paying about $23,000 for a $12,000 car. Because that's fucking indentured servitude ass shit. And guess what? It's impossible to have a good credit score if you have a $50,000 loan. Guess what? Guess what one of your factors is for your credit score? How much income you have. Because again, we're literally ranking people. Your ability to get credit and to get things that cost significant income in this country is one of the main factors is how much fucking money you make. And people think it's worse than the social credit score in China. The social credit score in China is basically just a terrorist watch list, which we also have. They just put a number to it, whereas we just decide whether you have the first name Muhammad or not. At least there's a methodology to it. So anyway, first of all, it's going to be much harder to make good money, because if you want to move to California and make good money, good luck getting out a loan to get like a car to live there or to get living expenses, because your credit score is going to suck because you have $50,000 in debt that's going up every year. So then you have two options. You can either live with your fucking parents, and if you pay a $50,000 loan off 5%, you can do either, if you're really well off, maybe you do a 10-year payment term and you pay about $20,000 back. So you pay $70,000 for your education, and I'm not even accounting. I'm saying $50,000. I'm not even accounting for unsubsidized interest, because again, if you start off with a $40,000 loan, you're actually paying off a $50,000 loan because you're probably not paying any of the interest while you're in school, because again, that's why you took out the fucking loans in the first place. You know how many other loans you can take out that accumulate interest for 4 years before you have to pay off? None of them.
That's because
this is fucking scam.
Student loans are predatory.
The federal government single-handedly created this fucking program to make sure that poor people stay poor.
Yep.
Student loans are the skeleton key to class oppression in this country. Basically, the only way to get out of them is A, you get a lot of scholarship money and you go to a public school and you only end up with like 10, 15,000, kind of like what I did. I did like some variation of it. I'm not even going to get into my student loan debt because honestly, like, I almost have mine paid off, and I don't want to sound like a victim here because, full disclosure, my student loans only have about $3,000 balance left. I'm probably going to have them paid off by the end of the year.
Yeah.
So I am not necessarily, I mean, even for me, it's bullshit because
you also have to live with your fucking parents to pay that shit off.
Yeah, I live with my parents, and the nice thing is, like, the advantage of living in a low-income state is if you don't take out that much in loans, then paying them back's a lot easier because then you have more disposable income. And I live with my parents. So that's like $400 to $800 more dollars, and I'm on my parents' insurance. Guess what happens if you either A, go to school at age 20, or B, do post-grad work, or C, let's just say even graduate in 5 years because you change your major. You're not gonna be on your parents' insurance by the time you can pay those fucking things back.
And guess what, kids? he wouldn't be on his parents' insurance right now if it wasn't for the ACA.
Yeah. Guess what? I guarantee you, I wouldn't have my loans paid back right now if the ACA didn't happen, because they finally gave me a little fucking morsel. Thanks, Obama. So.
Oh, and one other thing. So UNL, in their infinite fucking wisdom, jacked up student insurance rates by some astronomical amount, so that basically there's no point where there will never be a point where your insurance will pay everything for your medication or anything like that.
Unless you have cancer and you're going to die.
Unless you have cancer and you're going to die, but then that doesn't matter because you're going to die. But
and also then you can't get the insurance because you have to quit.
Yeah, you're fucked because, actually students could maybe take a leave of absence, but the cap for that is usually a year. But oh god, it's so fucked. Oh,
have fun.
Health insurance is a scam. The U.S. medical industry is a scam. Student loans are predatory. And if you vote for Donald Trump in 2020, you are voting against your own personal interests and for the status quo and being poor.
Yeah.
And I respect you less for it.
And guess what? Here's the thing. Here's the kicker. Here's the fucking kicker. Why does interest exist in our world finance system? What is the original intent behind interest? Now, people will say to make money. That's partially true.
It's to incentivize quick return and quick payback.
So there's two things. One, like you mentioned, incentivize, but this is actually even before that. Because, back in the Mediterranean fucking Sea, when ancient Italy and Greece were basically inventing global banking, the whole structure of banks in, the 1500s was that essentially they incentivized you giving them money by giving you an interest rate on your savings account. Then you put the money in the bank. Now they have the money and they can lend it and invest it. Now the thing about lending is, especially in the 1500s, it's risky, because if you give your money out to a feudal lord and they decide they're not going to pay you back, then you have to hire a fucking mercenary army and storm their castle. Now you just have the IRS.
Yep. The core concept of, banks... Okay, so I know some people don't know this, and this was quite an interesting thing for me to learn way, way back. Banks are not there to store your money. There's a reason they're only open from, 9 o'clock to 4 p.m., because they're not there to serve you. They're there to hold on to your money so they can spend it and invest it and make a profit off of your money while they're holding it.
Yeah, and then the idea is you keep enough in capital, so as long as there's not a panic like in the Great Depression...
Yeah, banks are basically, for lack of a better metaphor, banks are when you give an exceptionally shrewd gambler or poker player money. And the gambler then goes and takes that money and then makes some safe bets to get a little capital, and then they just bet on that capital and make sure that they have enough on the side to pay you back if you want money.
And then they incentivize that with savings interest.
And then they promise you that the longer you let them keep your money in their pockets, they'll give you a percentage of their winnings. That's why you have interest in your bank.
Now, to bring it back to ancient Rome, all right, you had to storm the fucking castle to get your money back.
Well, yeah, you had to basically use the military to enforce interest rates and loans. But now, you literally have the federal government, police forces, and the IRS to do that.
Let me get to the... So, with that, it was to manage risk. And even then, now, there's a lot of debate with this, and there's a lot of different interest rates because, of course, people, written record varies, etc., but they say that in the ancient world, interest rates were average about 10 to 12%. And typically, the other fucking kicker to this is that, in theory, the more you take out, the lower interest rate you get. because in 2% of $10,000 is a lot less. So you're still making more money than, say, 4% on $5,000. Now, the reason that interest has gone into the modern world is because defaulting on loans for a bank usually costs them money. Because what a bank does in the modern world is they sell that debt at a fraction of a cost to the debt collector, and then the debt collector basically just harasses you until you pay as much as the loan back as you can, and then that's how the debt collector makes their money. So usually, when you default on a loan, that the bank loses a pretty good chunk of that money, if not all of it.
Yeah, there's, the saying...
And so the interest is basically to offset that. Now, when you have bullshit like Chase credit cards giving you a 20% interest, that's fucking absurd and should be illegal, because that's just there to profit. Now, here's the thing about student loans. So the interest is there to protect you somewhat, so that you're either, you make a little money on the side, awesome, but mostly in theory, it's there to protect the bank so that the bank isn't losing a ton of money on loans. Because the thing about America is that you can't jail debtors, and wage garnishment is typically illegal.
Is it really?
Not with student loans. You know what they'll do if you default on your... There is literally no risk. There's no reason for a student loan to have any interest whatsoever.
Do you think that there's a student loan bubble coming?
So the student loan bubble is here.
No, the bubble's here. Okay.
Do you mean like a housing crisis?
Do you think it's gonna pop?
The difference is with the housing market. I want to finish the explanation first.
Okay. Yeah,
so the thing is, there is no reason for there to be essentially any interest, and maybe you can say like, okay, maybe 2-3%, 1-2-3% interest rates, so that they can make some money and fund, some of the infrastructure stuff for sending the money out, just hiring people to manage the money,
covering overhead, basically.
And covering like disability discharge and the 10-year for, you could set it up in such a way so if you've got like however many, it's like $1 trillion in debt, right?
Yeah, we're getting there.
So if there's, I think it's over because there's actually more student loan debt now than medical debt, I believe.
Yep.
It's the number one debt. It's the only thing that's higher is I think credit card debt, and it's going to pass it soon. So if you've got like $1 to $2 trillion at a 2% interest rate, right? Then you're probably making like 200, 300 billion, however much, right? So you can say like the government's making that much money on student loans in theory because most people are paying them back. Then $1.5 trillion in debt, ladies and gentlemen. That's the number we just looked up.
As of 2018, so a year ago.
So if you've got 2% interest on $1.5 trillion...
Trillion's such a bafflingly large number.
That should like
fathom what a.
Let's just say 2%, and you're actually making a lot more than 2% off that because, of course, that's 2% accruing every year. But if you're just earning 2% of $1.5 trillion, then that is
$300 billion.
$300 billion. Is that right?
Yep. Wait. No, that's not right. Sorry, that's 20%.
Okay, 30 billion.
Yep, I think
so. So if you're making 30 billion in loans, that is, enough to cover all your overhead. And then, maybe even help you out a little bit with some of the forgiveness programs, funding some of those. And guess what? You wouldn't have to lose nearly as much money on like the 10-year forgiveness program, public service forgiveness, or like income forgiveness if you fucking didn't have a 7% interest rate and people could afford to pay back their loans. But here's what happens, right? Because, like, if you default on a medical bill, they, for the most part, in most legal situations, they can't actually garnish your wages. They can kill your credit score, which, like I said before, is essentially a social credit score, the Chinese thing that everyone freaks out about, but we also have our own version of.
Yep.
But the thing is, the federal government will get their money no matter fucking what. Unless, like you said, to bring it back to the beginning, unless you're a disabled person who has someone to help them do their paperwork, because you're lucky enough to be born into a family of someone who knows how to do that for you, or you can do it yourself.
Good luck.
Or if you're a government or nonprofit employee. Then there is a program you can do, a 10-year forgiveness program. Most of the time, you're still going to end up paying back originally what you got out, unless you have like 100,000. Basically, unless you're like a graduate student, in which case, yeah, congratulations. Guess what? That's another fucking little way in which it's indentured servitude. Because it's like, oh, congratulations. How about you just sell your soul to the government then, and then we'll forgive your loans? It's the same bullshit they do to trick kids into going in the military.
Yeah.
Because like you can have basic human rights if you're willing to get blown to fucking bits.
Yep, go live in the sandbox and get traumatic brain injuries and permanent post-traumatic stress disorder, and we might let you get a free education.
Yeah.
Which you should be getting anyway.
Because guess what happens if you default on a student loan? They just take your money. They'll pull it out of your taxes. They'll pull it out of your income tax return, and they will pull it out of your wages until it's paid, until you have either done what's called rehab, which is basically starting from square one. So basically you make payments for like 9 to 12 months, and then you just start all over again. Or until the loan's paid off. They will just take your money. So there is no risk. Essentially no risk. The only risk is that if someone has a disability, you have to forgive their loan. That's the only risk.
Yep.
And they only fucking did that because they were fucking shamed into it in the 90s.
Yep. So...
But they've also set up in such a way where they have to forgive as little of fucking loan debt as possible because of all the things I mentioned. That it's most people don't know about it because it's in the tiny ass fucking print that I'm sure you didn't read when you were an 18-year-old dumbass kid taking out a $10,000 loan that you didn't know in reality was actually a $12,000 to $15,000 loan or a $20,000 loan that in reality is a $25,000 to $26,000 loan.
Predatory.
And guess what happens if you run out of, then you get parent loans, which is not eligible for basically any fucking thing. And that if you're unable to, if you, mommy and daddy get a loan out for you because you don't make enough income to qualify for loans under your name, then guess what? They get them at 7% fucking interest. 7 to 8% fucking interest at like 40 to 50, let's say 40 to 50,000. Again, that's pretty average for an undergrad degree. It's like somewhere between 30 and 50,000. If you're not getting it paid for with scholarship. If you're paying out of pocket, that's about what you'll pay unless, you do community college for 2 years, which, that's, I'm not shitting on people who do community college, but there's a reason that more people don't do that.
It's because, workplaces, it's like workplaces who look at your
because you're not getting access because the number one advantage, ultimately, the number one advantage of getting an college education from an economic standpoint, not from like a quality of life, blah 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 blah. You can say all this stuff about how like education makes you a happier person, makes you
more well-rounded,
teaches you more well-rounded
makes
perspectives
you less
of the world,
of a garbage person or whatever.
All that stuff. But I'm saying from an economic standpoint, by far the most valuable thing college education does for you is creates connections in the workforce of whatever field you want to enter. That is true pretty much universally across the board. And in fact, a lot of like career humanities, you look at like places like Full Sail University, places like that, they've basically become pipelines.
Yeah.
To get you into the workforce. That is ultimately the number one. So you're paying $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 for the fucking privilege of nepotism.
Yep.
And if mommy and daddy take out a 7 to 8% loan so that you can succeed in this capitalist fucking hellscape, late stage capitalism bullshit theocracy that we've created, then guess what happens if you break your spine and can't work? They don't forgive the loan. They don't forgive the loan. Have fun paying it back, mom and dad, until you're 90, and then they do a death discharge for you. Because that's what happens to most parents who take out loans that size. They pay the loan to the day they fucking die. They pay like twice the balance it is. Their credit score's fucked forever, because even though they pay $80,000 on a $60,000 loan, they still got $70,000 left in balance because they're paying, guess what? $60,000, that's like almost a house.
It's halfway too, especially in the state of Nebraska.
In the state of Nebraska, you can buy like a real shitty house for $50,000.
Yep.
I don't recommend doing that, but you can do it. So let's just call it half a house. $100,000 is like, in pretty much any state that's not California, is a nice house.
It's a moderate, it's decent. It's livable. It's, anymore probably lower middle class.
You can raise 2 kids in a $100,000 house in most states. And if you're in a rural state, you can get a real nice fucking house for $100,000.
Yep.
So let's just call 100,000 above average house. So you're paying half a house. But the difference is a house usually has a 2 to 4% interest rate, and student loans have like 6 to 8.
And also a house.
And accumulate interest while you're in school. So if you take down a $30,000 loan, and usually 2/3 of it's accumulating interest, you didn't take out a $30,000 loan, you took out a $40,000 loan.
And housing property, also goes up in value as it continues to exist.
Yeah. You could always sell the house.
Can't sell your fucking
You
degree.
can't sell your degree. And that's why student loans are a scam. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Anything anyone wants to add?
Revolution meow. Let's go.